And we're back. How are you doing?
Not too bad, thanks, mate. Just had a week off work, haven't I?
You have indeed. You've been away. I feel like I've been alone a long time, dude.
Yeah, I've been like a Cadian on shore leave, haven't I? I've returned with my limbs intact.
Where does a Cadian go on shore leave now with Cadia not being there and everything? Did it fell?
I don't know, actually. That's a good question. A nice world somewhere elsewhere.
Nice world somewhere.
That exists.
Do you reckon they have like corpse starch martinis by a pool of...
That sounds delightful.
Good old Dave. I remember Dave. We served together for 11 minutes and now look at him.
Yeah, but...
Daddy, can I be a conscription? Of course you can, son.
But yeah, nice little week away. Returned with the limbs intact and only mildly traumatized. So
Mildly traumatized.
praise the Emperor and all that.
Praise.
No, it was a nice little break, actually.
Ah, good.
What about you? How you been doing?
I've done a fair bit. I've been smashing through projects, so we'll talk about that later on. But yeah, I'm not too bad. I've been getting into Space Marine 2 a lot. Yeah, I've been. I know I'm like a year late to the party. I did get on launch.
We both were.
Yeah,
I got it quite early on, but I didn't play it until when did we start talking about it? A couple of months back.
Yeah,
not even that.
Not even that. Yeah. Well, I got it, completed it, and then I stopped playing it because multiplayer's not for me. And then it turns out it actually is.
Yeah.
Who would have thunk? So yeah, happy times.
I think I got it because it was on sale at some point, and I thought I'll play that at some point, and then didn't get around to playing it until we decided to give it a bash together. But I have finished the campaign, actually.
How did you find it?
It was all right. Relatively straightforward. I did get a bit bored towards the end with the Thousand Suns. Just I didn't find them that much of a challenge. The Hellbrutes were cool. Like, they were difficult.
They were too difficult in some instances.
Yeah, but that last world at the end, the mining world. Yeah, I just found that quite repetitive compared to. I preferred fighting the Tyranids. I don't know why. I thought the story was pretty cool, actually, better than I thought at the end.
Did you?
Yeah,
I didn't like the story at all.
No.
Can we give spoilers? I mean, everybody that's going to have played it's going to know what happens with his fight, are they? But yeah, I wasn't into the story, and then I was like, oh, he's back.
Yeah,
I'd have thought.
I'm not. I mean, whoever's listened, you'll know we're not fans of the Ultramarines anyway, on the whole. But I thought it was quite cool with a little hark back to the previous game.
Yeah.
Right at the end. That was quite a nice little twist. I suppose it kind of leads it open for another game if they want to do it.
They're doing it, so we confirmed the other one.
There you go. I thought Calgar turning up was pretty good, actually. I'm not a big fan of Calgar, but I quite liked it.
There's an actor. I can't remember the dude's name. But I want to say he was in Cocoon.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Cocoon? It's like
a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a dude from Police Academy that was in it.
I'm not very good with names.
But the lead alien guy in that, I swear to God, he's Manius Calgar. He's probably dead now. So that felt from like the 80s.
Yeah, 85.
Steve Guttenberg, that's the guy's name. He was in Police Academy. It was Mahoney.
I know exactly who you mean. Yeah, I just pulled him up on IMDb.
Yeah, the main alien guy is 100% Manius Calgar, and there's another dude that looks exactly like him. There's always a sheriff, like a Texan sheriff in American shows. It's like that guy could play Manius Calgar as well.
Well, it's strange actually, as we're saying that. My partner was watching something on Netflix the other night. I can't remember what it was called. This is really off topic. Did you play Ghosts of Tsushima?
No.
Do you know what it is?
I know what it is, yeah.
So they mocapped the actors' real faces on the characters, and the main bad guy turns out like he's an actual actor, and he was in this thing on Netflix. I was like, I know that guy. I've seen him. He was Khotun Khan in this game, and I googled it. I'm like, oh yeah, it's him. Apparently he's quite a big actor, but it passed me by.
Random.
Sorry, that was a bit of a tangent, wasn't it? But
we have definitely jumped off on one for the intro. But anyway, before we go any further, Titus as well. It looks like he's not to disparage him, but it does look like he runs a market stall down in like East End of London somewhere, doesn't he? I mean,
he just looks like, to me, he just looks like a normal bloke, but in power armor.
Bazza.
He just looks like, I think he looks like John from down the pub.
But there you go, any bolters?
With a couple of service studs in some power armor. But I don't know. I quite like his voice, but I don't like how they pictured him, how they modeled his face, but that's just me.
I liked his voice in the previous game. In the first game, it was Mark Strong that voiced him.
Oh, is it a different voice?
Yeah, it's a different voice actor.
I didn't realise
that for that. So And I really like Mark Strong. I mean, I don't think anybody doesn't like Mark Strong. He's just a great.
I'm going to ask the question: who's Mark Strong? Do I know him from other things? Like I said, I'm not very good at names of places.
He was in the Shazam movie. He has been in Brothers Grimsby.
Yeah, I know him.
He's been in loads of stuff, and he's just also Cockney.
He was in that Green Lantern film, wasn't he?
We don't talk about that.
No, we don't talk about that. Not on this podcast. Anyway.
To be fair, the Green Lantern film wasn't as bad as everybody makes out. It was all right. It was
just all right, wasn't it?
It wasn't that bad.
But we haven't really spoken much about this. What do you think to the new announcements that are coming up? They kind of dropped that on us yesterday.
The ones that are dropping at the World Is it World Championship? Yeah.
World Champs, is it?
Yes. I'm excited. Are we going to do a show about it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think we did it for the summer release. We definitely need to do it for this.
Yeah. That it came out of nowhere because they didn't do it. The last thing did that.
No, what was the last one? It was the
LVO, was it?
LVO, yeah. That's the one.
I wonder if that was for all the leaks, so that's why they didn't show anything, because we had a wodge of leaks, didn't we? We had all of the Kill Team stuff.
Well, I've heard that the Darkwater stuff was leaked, and that's why that was pushed out to us earlier. Is that confirmed?
Literally the picture that they put on Games Workshop website was the leaked picture.
Ah, okay.
Unless it was a plant.
You never know, do you? But I think, we'll do an episode about that. I suppose as we go today, we'll probably touch on it, won't we?
Yeah. I reckon we'll come to that later. So I reckon we're going to talk about today. We're gonna like revisit the Helsmiths of Hashut, like a surprise purchase. And now I want to talk about those again.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what you think, because you've bought the Battle Tome since I've last seen you.
Yeah.
And I think you've pretty much read it cover to cover, haven't you?
Yep, pretty much.
I haven't, so it'd be interesting to see what you've kind of gleaned from that and what you think on the back of it. And I've got some thoughts about them since we've initially spoken about them before. So
I'm intrigued.
See what comes up with that. But what else we got?
There's some rumours. I know we said we weren't going to talk about rumours initially, and that's just by as it. So we'll talk about Plastic Titans. I have strong opinions about apparently it's not a rumour anymore. Seemingly it is. I mean, there's various sources on the internet. I'm sure everybody watches and listens to them, but it's seemingly happening. I don't get it, but I've got a really good conversation. Warhammer Quest. I think we need to talk about it.
I think I've got more to say about Warhammer Quest than I do about the prospect of Plastic Titans. I'll be honest with you, but I think I'm more excited about Warhammer Quest at this point than you are.
I really think you are more excited about me. No, we'll talk about
we'll get there.
Warhammer Quest. Yep.
What else have we got?
We got some tasty hot sauce.
Yeah.
It's apparently is like not messing about. This stuff is like legit brutal.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm excited to try that.
We'll look forward to the second half after we've eaten.
A double header in that point. So we've got Golden Demon and the Mini of the Decade.
We have.
Have you seen any of the Golden Demon stuff?
I have, yeah. Okay. I even prepared some notes.
I might see. Yeah, all right, okay. I'm
excited to see. I wonder if we'll talk about. I mean, I've picked out a few that I really love, and I wonder if there'll be a crossover with ones that you want to talk about.
It won't be.
Okay.
I don't like any of them.
Okay.
It's a spoiler for what's coming up. They're not for me. That style. Technically, I'm there, but we'll talk about that a little bit more.
We'll get there.
Mini Decade.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, they stole our idea, didn't they? The top 10.
God damn them.
But there's that was interesting. Then we've got, what did we call this segment?
Mini of the month.
Mini of the month, even though we do it twice a month.
Mini of the moment.
Mini of the moment.
Mini of the moment. That's what we call it. It's me. I put it in wrong notes.
My choice this week.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to talk about that one. Then what we're going to do, general hobby updates. We've got a couple of listeners' questions.
Yeah, we do. Thank you for those. And anything else that we've got?
Finally.
Oh, else we sticking? I think this is going to be long because we haven't chatted for a while. There's some stuff. We definitely going to have to talk about Underworld and my. There's some stuff there, isn't there? And
that'll be in the hobby update, I guess.
There will be something. There'll be a lot in my hobby update.
I think there'll be more in yours than there will in mine.
I have. It's because she left me by myself, and when I'm left by myself, I either purchase or I just go hard into the hobby.
I will remind you that you also very recently had a week away, and you left me on my own, and I didn't give you any grief.
I'm not giving you grief. Don't leave me again, Will. Don't leave me ever.
But yeah, I think there'll be plenty of tangents as normal, and there'll be something that we've forgotten to list that we'll end up talking about, won't they? So
most likely, the new Predator film. No, I'm not going to talk about that here. I'll talk about that elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we get into it, though, don't forget we've got a Discord. And you can find us on all of the social medias. Where is that, Will? Tell us.
Warhammer and Wings. Everywhere.
Not
everywhere. Not TikTok, but Instagram, Facebook, Discord. Come join us on Discord. We've got a really cool little community going on over there. We get some really good insights to what you guys want to hear from the podcast, listener questions. I've got a couple of talking points from just some of the general discussions that we've had to tie into some of the hobby updates later on. So yeah, come and chat with us. It's really chilled. We've got a really cool group of people over there. It's just fun hangout place, really, isn't it?
But it is.
You can ask us questions about the podcast. You can ask, tell us what direction you want this to go in. Tell us what you like, what you don't. Give us some questions to talk about on the podcast, and just come hang out. Yeah,
let's do it. Right, shall we have a bit of a chat about some stuff?
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Let's do it.
The realms belong to us. Dwarden have always been the masters of land, let none deny. Then, we are the truest of our kind. When chaos came, we did not shame ourselves with retreat. Through the perfection of our smithery, we mastered the substance of ruin, and now it burns in our forges, it rages in our blades, and it screams from our guns. Our will is the hammer that pounds in the deep. It breaks the earth, fells the forests, and it remakes the mountains. Through shattering stone and steel, we leave our foes a grist to serve our ambitions. We gain glory, we worship the Father of Darkness, the primordial flame that crackles the name Hashut. Our day of domination has long been ordained, yet the ratman's spasming idiocy would now strip the realms of what is ours. Amongst the ruined stagger manlings, elf breeds, and our thin-bearded kin who cower before the traitorous ancestors. All require a demonstration of their place. Those who will abase themselves may find a quick end. The rest will be spitted on the bullfather's horns, trampled beneath his hooves, scorched by his cinderous breath, and then they will be hurled into the furnaces and forgotten as our conquest marches on. The realms belong to us. We demand it, and it shall be. Horny Dwarves, then. They've gone on general release now, man. We talked about them a little bit back when the preview happened, and we had some opinions. Yeah, I think it was pretty clear. You were excited for them, weren't you? I didn't care much.
Seems to have flipped on its head a little bit, doesn't it?
Don't get me wrong. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Do I prefer them to Flesh Eater Courts currently? Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I picked up the Battle Tome. Yeah. I got a very good deal on the limited edition Battle Tome thing that came in the box set.
Yeah.
And it is, I'm holding it here, and dude, this is some fantastic artwork.
Well, it's really cool.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
So, I wasn't expecting to own this Battle Tome. I wasn't too bothered about it until I would eventually buy it and add it to the collection. But I got it for 20 quid with the cards.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm not going to complain at that.
No, I was surprised when you told me that you got it.
Mate, I went to buy one thing and I came out with several things, none of which I expected to buy.
Oh, I didn't realise that it's gold edging.
Yeah, all of the...
It's really nice.
Special editions are. But, yeah, I've read through it now.
Yeah.
So my original reaction was one of negativity towards the Zardron, as they're known.
Yeah.
And I think I've changed a little bit. Don't get me wrong, they're not my favourite faction, but now having looked to this Battle Tome, read through the entire thing, and learned more about their lore, how they fit into the mortal realms, learn more about the different clans that kind of make up the Zardron.
Yeah.
I'm really kind of feeling them a little bit more.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, you are a lore junkie. Well, we both are, aren't we? So
Yeah. But I think the thing that's really sold this on me, and I'm really intrigued to kind of get your view on this. Previously, when we talked about this and we saw the releases, we were going off of little bits of information that were put up on Warcom.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. I really like that as a resource. I don't want to get into slating G-dubs. And the aesthetic of them, how they were presented to us in the reveal show, and what were shown subsequently. I think that really coloured my judgment. And that's often the case. I'm the first to admit when Games Workshop shows stuff, I'm not a massive fan of how they portray new models, how they do the paint jobs.
Yeah.
But I think this Battletome, seeing the artwork on the front of this Dominator engine, and just on the back as well, dude. I mean, look at this. It gives you such more of a feeling for what these guys are like. And some of the lore in here, some of the snippets. Dude, this is so well written compared to the other Battletomes that I've read. Yeah, I'd be really interested to know who the creators were behind some of this, because the artwork is more evocative of what that faction is to me. Yeah. And I'm not a Dwarf fan. I do not care about Dwarves.
No, you're not, are you?
But everything in this, I mean, from the reading that you just heard, I got into this like way too much. I really enjoyed learning about the Zardron and got really excited to have conversations with you about how these fit in with the Fire Slayers.
Yeah.
How this little faction is, they're quite spiteful little buggers. And I like that. I like that synergy between them and the Hobgrots. I like how they've got these dwarvish elements of like, you know, plundering the resources of things and like building things. But they've also got like this spiteful twatish side to them that's just appealing to me, that they've taken a natural resource. Can we call it a natural resource in the demonic energy that they're harvesting?
I suppose so.
And
an unnatural resource.
An unnatural resource, but still a finite resource, and that they're consuming that for their own ends. And that rolled into the kind of the wider history of the faction and how that kind of fits into the mortal realms, how they've weaved it together. It's a really interesting one. And that's given me more of a want to kind of explore elements of them. Not an army, absolutely not an army, but I know you've picked up the Spikewood. Yeah, we'll talk about later, and that's got them in, and you very kindly hooked me up with those.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited to how these fit in. So
it's a strange one for me. You know, I've spoken about my views on the miniatures, and I haven't read the Battletome, as you said. I just don't know if I can see past the visual elements. As I say, I've not read the Battletome, but excuse me, they seem very different to what Chaos Dwarves used to be and what they still are to me. They used to have this sort of industrial devil meets Forge God vibe, which I don't really see that. And from what I've read in the new lore, they seem to lean towards a more generic chaos corruption rather than that distinct Dark Forge cult. Is that fair to say?
No,
I mean, have you not read it now?
No, okay. I think you need to read it.
Okay.
So there's a couple of things in there that I think is worth us touching on, and I certainly didn't. I have known nothing about this. I knew Chaos Dwarfs existed in Warhammer Fantasy years ago. I remember them, but it was purely from an aesthetic sense. I remember what they looked like. I knew literally nothing about them.
Well, the old Chaos Dwarfs had their own sort of theology, culture, motivations, things like that. Is that covered in this book?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Maybe I need to read it because. Sorry.
No. Go.
I was just one thing that I came to this realization, and I can't remember when. They almost feel like they could just belong to the Slaves of Darkness range to me from looking at them. I don't feel like they are as distinct as I wanted them to be, and I don't know if that's nostalgia for the old Chaos Dwarfs, but to me they just seem to look like they blend into that broader chaos aesthetic than being something really defined. And I think that's something that I just can't really see past at the moment. But yeah, as you say, maybe reading the book will change it.
I sort of see where you're coming from, but I disagree with that now after reading the Battletome. So going back to how the models look, one of my issues was I couldn't conflate a Chaos God entity force looking like they do, which is quite ornate, quite well embellished.
Yeah.
That is then covered, though, in the lore as to why they're like that. They are clean, they are tidy, they do take pride in how they look, and that becomes part of the lore and how that weaves that dwarvish society, which is totally different to the mining aesthetic that I normally associate with dwarves.
Yeah.
and the pageantry and the hierarchy that exists in this faction, even though it is a chaos faction, I think puts them squarely at ends with somebody like Slaves to Darkness, which has more of a cobbled together aesthetic,
a bit more of a ragged.
Yeah.
Aesthetic, yeah.
Whereas I think I can see where there's the visual similarities in what you're saying, where it does kind of look like they almost could coexist. And you're right, they could almost coexist, and that similarity between them is because these guys are the ones that make the armor for the Slaves to Darkness.
Yeah, okay.
So there is, and that's quite I don't know if that was written into the grand narrative a while back. I don't think it was. I think it's been kind of layered on top. But if that's been done in a manner where whoever the creatives were that pulled all those strings together, I think that's a really nice way of weaving those together, because you can have a regiment of renown, can't you, being pulled into the slaves, like somewhere else. So I think having that works, but how they've addressed some of my gripes with the aesthetic lorically, I found really appealing, and how that is not just touched on as a, as an afterthought in the story. It is ingrained in the overall structure of how their society works and their hierarchies and how the clans work.
Okay. I
really enjoyed exploring that through the Battletome.
Well, that's good, because I want to like them. I really do. I mean, they're Chaos Dwarves. I love Dwarves, don't I? I should be all in, but something about them feels off, and I don't know if it is just that visual aspect, but I kind of feel like they've lost that cruel little engineer vibe, and they've just gone sort of full molten monster. I don't know. I think we view Warhammer in very different ways. I kind of like that almost funny-looking Chaos Dwarf, little cruel kind of cartoon character villain side of things, and now they just seem to have been lumped into this sort of generic chaos kind of idea. I don't know, as you say, I'll read the book, and maybe I will change my opinion, but I don't know if you convince me I'm going to like the minis. That's the only thing.
I think it's completely subjective, isn't it? I mean, I've looked through the mini range again, and I'm still not sold on it, but I think a lot of that is literally down to the paint job. And now they've been out there for a few weeks, we're starting to see other people's paint jobs. I'm kind of starting to lean more into where I would go.
I'm excited to see where you're going to go, because you've got the Underworld's warband now that we've got that, and I really do want to see what you do with them, because I think some of the nicest ones from that range are from that warband.
Agreed.
So maybe that'll go somewhere towards changing my mind. But I mean, Fire Slayers are my guys. We know.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see something in the reveal. We'll touch on that at some point if and when it happens. But yeah, I don't think there's any danger that these guys are going to take over them in popularity terms with me. But I do want to like them. So maybe this is going to help, even if it is just lore. And maybe we get some Black Library titles, and I enjoy reading them rather than looking at the miniatures, and I can almost imagine them how I think they're going to look. Maybe that'll help me down the line.
Perhaps. And I think what else I didn't get from the reveals and from how we looked at things quite analytically, and again from a visual aspect, was how I would construct an army. And you never really get that idea until you kind of get the Battletome and you're looking at how you would construct a force, because you look at a range and you see the range of everything, and you're not going to like everything in a range.
No, that's true. That's true.
When you start to explore the different clans in the Battletome, you look at how those would be engineered to fit inside of the range, and where you'd pull certain elements. You'd pull more of them, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Or you'd swap things out with other elements. And I really kind of started to change my opinion when I found certain elements in one of the clans that I was like, oh, right, yeah, this one appeals to me more. And then I went back and then I revisited looking at the models as to how I would construct
So you had some
an army. Yeah. The context is king, always, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then when I looked at it, I'm like, well, I don't like how they look. But from the fluff that's around it, I was like, right, well, that's going to be quite a painting challenge for me, because it would be very different to how I want to paint them.
Yeah.
Which is dwarf. I want them to be dirty. I want them to be industrial, grimy.
Yeah.
I've got this thing, but it's not that. And it's even, I can't even remember what the the clan's called. I'll show you later on in the battle time. It's not important for this, but I'm going to have to go with clean and crispness because it's that level of pageantry and spite that runs through it, which I think really appeals to me. So it's almost like opposite to what you're saying. I think these are more reflective of what the Chaos Dwarfs were compared to the derpy ones in Old World, which I couldn't get past the silliness of them.
Yeah.
Whereas I think how these are shown now, the mutations in the faces, like how you've got the bull centaurs. Now I know the context of the bull centaurs and such. Still don't think they're fantastic, but there's subtle little design cues on these, even down to the size of the helmets and how that works in the hierarchy and such. And to the formal dress compared to the informal dress, which again is addressed in the battle time. It's like there's a whole layer of stuff that I did not expect to have talked about in battle times anyway. It felt like a couple of generations of 40k back when we were seeing like really elaborate context in codexes and stuff. Whereas the ones for 4th edition for the battle tome, so this I felt in some respects have been quite glossy. Even the Soulblight one was kind of nowhere near as good as I didn't think as the 3rd edition in terms of the amount of background fluff it was giving us. It felt like it was skimming, whereas this I think's not gone too deep, but it's gone deep enough to kind of give me more of a flavour and a context and an understanding to the point where I was like, maybe I would buy a warband of these for Warcry now. Or
I think that's a really interesting point because visually the models don't read to me as a dwarf faction, which is what I really like and what I wanted them to be. To me, they've always seemed like generic short chaos dudes with, a bull theme kind of thing.
Yeah.
But maybe, I mean, what you've just said is you got a lot more out of reading the lore because it is quite deep. Then, maybe it'll turn me around somewhat on it. But yeah, it's hard to see when I'm just presented with pages of these models in a paint scheme that I don't particularly like.
Yeah.
But having said that, since they've been out, I am seeing more and more on Reddit and on Instagram of what people are doing with them. And there's some really, really cool paint jobs. And yeah, it would be interesting to see, I've seen this paint job and I saved a picture of it. I know it's this clan and I know why it's been done like that. So yeah, context is king, as you say. So maybe that's what I need, a bit of context behind it.
Yeah. I think that's what's really helped me. I mean, I'm going to go so far as to say I think this is probably my second favourite battle tome that I've read so far, 4th edition.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, obviously, I really enjoyed the Soulblight one.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, and I'm probably coloured in some way of that, but this is just like, I don't know if it's because it's totally fresh to me and it's more interesting. I want to say the Stormcast one was really interesting because it was much bigger and it had like loads of maps and stuff, but I'm not as interested in that specific faction at the moment, whereas this being completely new to me.
You like the bad guys, let's face it.
I do in AOS, it seems, which is completely different to pretty much everything else. I always like to play as the goodies.
Yeah.
Always the goodies. But for these ones, I do. But I don't know if one thing I wanted to just kind of put out there for you is I think I want you to read the battle tome.
Yeah.
And I think there is a project in there for you. I could see you converting some Fire Slayers that have fallen.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of like a little bit of teaser lore that was put out on Warcom or something. I assume it was on Warcom, and not long after they were announced, or when the models went on sale or something, and it was a little story or snippet from a story centered around a Fire Slayer priest. I can't remember what level of priest he was. Being what's the word, converted? What am I trying to say? Falling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being tempted by them and forsaking everything. So yeah, maybe there is something in that because I do like that idea, but I really like how the Fire Slayers look. They look like dwarves should look to me, and yes, it's trying to mix the two. I've got a very, very solid idea in my head of what dwarves mean to me, which is a very strange thing to say, and that just isn't it at the moment. But yeah, I don't really want to keep repeating myself, but I think context is going to help me a lot there. So yeah, I do need to read it.
Oh, absolutely. I was struggling at first because I'm not interested in dwarves. Fire Slayers are, you're right, quintessential dwarves, and I'm not overly interested in that. Whereas Caradron as well, read their battle tome, not the 4th edition one. And I don't see dwarfs. I know the sky dwarfs, and it's the same with these. It's like there's other than the stature, and the joint ancestry, which I learned a lot about the dwarven gods, the ancestors. So I didn't realize Grundy and Grimny.
Grundy,
and Grimny. I didn't realize there were like 7 of them. Whatever. I was like, oh right, crikey, and okay, cool, whatever.
Well, I think I have more background on the dwarven lore from the old world, Warhammer Fantasy, because I'm really into that, or I was at the time. So I think I'm basing a lot of my opinions on that style of dwarf, and it's hard to look past that when it was something that I really loved, and it's every episode I mentioned this. Gottrek's what got me into the hobby in the first place. That's my idea of dwarves, and it's really hard to look past that for me sometimes.
Perhaps, yeah. No, I can kind of.
I'm blinded by bright red hair, it would seem. Do you know what I mean? And half-naked little men.
That's an entire other podcast that we don't have on this channel, but
not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Coming to a stream near you. I think as well with contextualizing dwarfs, and I don't know if it's come from like Tolkien. And
it's you that's mentioning Tolkien this time, not me.
I know, right? Who would have thought? And, you know how we had Griff Rhys-Jones as Gimli, and was it
John Rhys-Davies?
John Rhys-Davies, Griff Rhys-Jones. He definitely wasn't Griff Rhys-Jones, was it? No, completely.
John Rhys-Davies.
John Rhys-Davies.
Yeah.
I can imagine like the Ashen Elder, or whatever the character's name is of the Zardron, being like Titus Salt or something. You know, he comes across as like an angry mill owner, or all these dwarfs. You know, like get into the looms. And in my head, that's kind of like, I don't care if you're only 5 years old, get in there and get that shuttle out. And it's
I think you make a good point there, actually. And I don't know if this is the point you were trying to make, and I apologize if I've got this wrong, but we have a really saturated market in the broader fantasy term of dwarves and what they are. And a lot of it shares common themes, doesn't it? Of, you know, sort of red hair, gruff exteriors, you know, similar sort of accents. They're all based around something, you know, the mining theme, they fight with axes. And I like that. I think that's what dwarves are to me. And because I grew up with Tolkien dwarves, and I grew up with Gottrek and how the dwarves of Warhammer Fantasy looked, Fire Slayers are very similar to that. And I think that's why I gravitated towards them when I got back into the hobby. Maybe that's what I'm finding it hard to look past, because I don't know. It's a difficult one, because Chaos Dwarves are part of that wider fantasy narrative to me, because they existed and they were something to me back then. And although these are similar, they seem like a bit of a poor imitation of it, and that's what I'm struggling with. So maybe it's because I'm set in my ways with what I expect a dwarf to be, that these just don't slide into my idea of it. That was a bit of a rambling thought.
No, I get it. I get exactly where you're coming from, but it's interesting. Is that how you feel about the Caradron as well?
No.
Well, that's really interesting.
Yeah, and that's almost a juxtaposition, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I think the Caradron to me almost symbolises, it's like the next step of that. You know, they've gone from being miners and, you know, maybe we are working with tools. It's that next sort of industrial step where they've gone from metalwork in the sense of making armor and all that sort of stuff to making machines, flying machines, and they started making, you know, guns, ranged weaponry, and going down that route. And that almost makes logical sense to me in how the dwarves would evolve, I guess. You know what I mean? Rather than going into the sort of chaotic energy side of things, it's almost a bit too mystical rather than practical. And I know they kind of mix the two, but yeah, it's.
I think you might have. I think some more of the context. Now we keep coming back to this, but they actually talk about. I think it's called the Black Hammers, and how they do that, and how things are machined, and it's. So have you noticed that like all of the weapons have kind of got like grates in them?
I haven't actually.
So like if you look at some of the sculpts and some of the artwork, you'll notice like the axes have got like little cavities in them. They're with like grates in, and the demons are actually trapped in those jails. They're literal prisons for the demonic energy, and they talk about how they machine the metals to contain them inside of that and stuff, and like how it is all of that. Like there's a lot of the classic dwarven elements that you expect, all of the artistry and the I don't know, like the dwarven grit of putting things together, and how they have a certain class of Zardron creating the basic like weapons, and then they go up to the artificers to create the jail parts and how those are all crafted together and such. So it's that for me really, or it's almost like the antithesis of what you've just said. For me, that is like inherently dwarfy, of they going through like the learning process of being like a youngling, smith, a beardling, whatever they call it, to a standard one, to being a master, to being whatever they.
Joe, as you're saying this, you know, I had a look at them again. I just don't like how they look. I'm sorry, I'm really struggling to get past it. I find it really hard to pick an element of this range that I like, and that's
the hobgrots.
Yeah, it's strange because normally there's every range in AOS, there's something I like about them, and I really want to find something that I like with them, but I can't, and I'm almost annoyed with myself that I can't get past this, but I just look at them and I don't get it. You know, I don't get the big bull. I don't know why they've been painted with this green energy that just reminds me of Necrons. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I cannot get past how they look, and I don't like that big cannon either. It looks like an iron, like a clothes iron.
It really does. But that looks like really old-fashioned, like the old range to me.
It doesn't even look as good to me. I don't know. Do you know what? Maybe it's something that I'll never be able to put my finger on. I am going to read it. I like the idea of the lore, but I honestly think what it is I don't like the sculpts, and I don't think it's down to the paint job.
Fair.
I don't get it. It doesn't look as ornate as dwarven metal should be. I don't know. It feels like a step backwards. I don't like the helmets. The shields look like an afterthought from something Necron-y. I just don't get it. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
I do want to read. I want to like the lore, but I don't know.
I think you'll enjoy it. It'll give you more context. Even if you definitely decide that you're not going to be down for them, then, and that's absolutely fine. I don't think either of us are going to collect this army anyway. So
no, I don't think so. I don't know. There's just something about it, and I can't put my finger on what. But maybe reading it will give me a solid answer as to what it is I don't like about them.
I've definitely warmed to them more based off the lore, and I'll be interested to see what happens. I mean, I did like pour through the battle tome as well, just to see. And this is an observation that I'm probably going to prove to be wrong. Okay. But I couldn't find any hints or sneak peeks in there of faction terrain or endless spells for these guys.
I think they're going to reuse the bull, that the
Beast of Chaos.
Yeah, I think they'll use that bull. But I don't know. That'll be another conversation tomorrow.
It'll be interesting to see. Because I was under the impression that every faction was going to have faction terrain and endless spells.
I don't
manifestations this edition.
I don't think that they can, because I was initially worried that they were going to sort of pinch the Fire Slayers one when I thought the Fire Slayers were going, but I don't think they don't look similar enough to do it. The Forge doesn't look similar to that. There's no the magmic element that doesn't exist with what I've seen here. This is more about like chaotic energy rather than natural fire element. That is the Fire Slayers. You know, they've got the in their faction terrain and endless spells. It's fire, isn't it? And this isn't. You know, doesn't go along with that basically. But we'll see. Maybe they'll announce it on the 7th. Who knows?
Well, that's it. You never know. I would have expected it to be in the battle tome, because otherwise it's gonna like irk a lot of people in it if they've just bought a battle tome and then there's stuff that's not in the battle tome that they get announced like literally 2 or 3 weeks after. But
yeah, that's a fair point. Yeah,
it's odd as well, isn't it? That like, I mean, for me, might be completely different for your perception of dwarves. That they're very anti-magic. So I would have expected the Fire Slayers and the Caradron I kind of get the Caradron more, not having magic and having the things, but I would have expected these guys, as you say, leaning more into the chaotic side of things, and having casters, that they would have had manifestations at the least, if not faction terrain. But I can imagine them releasing a piece of faction terrain that's like a
generic,
like a pick. No, I can imagine like a big piston. There was a piece of terrain in the Warcry Catacombs box, Red Harvest, in the Red Harvest box, that was like a like an oil pumpy thing. I painted it, and it was great. Yeah, it had like a ram's head. I can imagine them doing something, using something like that.
Yeah, maybe they'll recycle some of the Warcry stuff into it. Maybe they'll cobble something together. But
perhaps,
yeah. I mean, at this point, just I have a lack of interest in them. Let's put it that way.
And that's it. It's fair, but it's been good to talk about it. I'm excited to revisit this again for the third time and like have it wrapped up. Then once you've read the battle tome, because I'm genuinely interested to see what you think after, because this is the most I've known about dwarfs in AOS or Warhammer ever from reading. Except just I don't care about Fire Slayers. I'm not there for them. Whereas even the Caradron, I don't care.
Yeah.
Whereas these, of the three, I would definitely go with these. But yeah, there's not a single unit that stands out for me. But lore-wise, I can see where there would be. And if I did go down this route, it would probably be 100% converted from other Dwarven models, and I'd pull them together and have like a mishmash of like Caradron, Zardron, and whatever Dron the Fire Slayers are. What are they? What are Dron? The Fire Slayers.
That's a good question. You'd think I'll know that.
You would. Are they, I'm gonna have to look this up.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up. I'll know it when I hear it. I don't know. Might not.
It's fair. Yeah, it's fair. So yeah, in short, this is definitely fun. I really enjoyed the book. There's beautiful artwork, the writing, and the story elements in that. I really enjoyed. Some of the quotes are just great, and I'll
give it a read, and we'll pick it up, and we'll see what's what after that one.
Yeah,
cool,
absolutely. Smoke, thick and acrid, seeped through Grum's shattered rebreather. Wheezing, the young Caradron blinked. Around them lay the smoking remnants of the frigate and the charred remains of the crew. What is? They did. Dorfer, it seemed, had also survived, or was stubborn enough to ignore his wounds. The Fire Slayer was on his feet. He'd been scowling ever since Grum had had him, and now his face was positively volcanic, grunting. Grum looked, stood and caught his breath. Above them loomed a mountain that was not a mountain. Its skin was black steel, each vertex so sharp it made Grum's eyes ache. Poisoned fire spilled from gargoyled moored grates high on the fortress's flanks. From each portcullis emerged something worse. Hundreds of warriors stamped across the plains. Among them, trundled wheeled artillery and clanking death engines. The sky burned with indiscriminate explosions, and through them came horned shapes trailing oily smoke. Grum was a skyfarer with no particular love for rock or furrow, yet something about the cracked, steaming desolation the dark legions marched through so shamelessly tugged at his core. So they are real then, Grum breathed. He fumbled for his pistol. I half thought them a tale to keep Baedlings in line. Real, aye, they are real, Dorfer growled. Something massive was shouldering through the wreckage, its eyes burned with malice. So too were all the sagas of their proliferancy and evil, all the night things that they bowed before and now believed they'd mastered. A monstrous horn shook the air. The warriors were getting closer, fire licking around their blades, their faces familiar, yet twisted. In unnatural contempt, Dorfer's hand settled on Grum's shoulder. Come, lad. Have to warn the manlings.
So, next we have got the new releases that we've seen from Darkwater. I say releases, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the reveals, isn't it? We've seen some of the characters.
Yeah, the reveals. That's a word I was after.
We've seen 3 of them, haven't we? We've seen...
Yeah. What was the first one? The first one was Edna.
I can't remember his name. Edmark Valerian or Valarian, was it?
Edmark Valoran, the Manticore.
Valoran, that's it. The Manticore Knight. Yeah, with his his helmet silver. Don't like it.
Really?
Yeah, I think his axe ain't for me.
No?
Either. No, it's a bit too small.
Okay.
Do you know what, man? I'm not interested in him.
You're not?
Yeah, I like the lore that they gave him, that he's like angry.
Yeah, I've been reading a bit into this. He's got that, what do you call it? He's afflicted by the Emberstone riddled flesh.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Yeah. And I've got it on a note. Yeah, his body erupts into flames when he reaches the height of rage, burning anyone nearby who would do him harm. That's cool. I think paint-wise, it could be a good chance for people to get creative with that. If there's any, I mean, I can't see if there are any, but any sort of gaps in the armor, you could do like a molten glow or, coming through the gaps.
I think I'd have to do something like that because the helmet properly irks me. The model overall, I don't dislike the model, I suppose, but other than the helmet just. I think we talked before about I'd maybe make the helmet wings an axe blade, but I'm sure we talked about this last time.
Yeah, I think that was the first release, wasn't it? But we've had another two since then. But I suppose if you think about this from. Excuse me, that Mr. Naga's still getting me. If you think about it from a gamey perspective, not a game perspective, I should say. How do you think this guy fits in that party in Darkwater? Because I feel like this is leaning towards more of that D&D vibe of like a party made up of very different characters, and he seems to me like your frontline melee hero.
Yeah, he's tank, innit?
Yeah, very much so. I think he fits that classic knight trope.
Yeah, totally. I mean, with the anger thing as well, it kind of leans into that he's going to hit hard.
Yeah. It might make for some interesting risk and reward mechanics within the game, Got this powerful rage, but there might be a downside, a bit of a cooldown, or, maybe he's a bit more vulnerable, that kind of thing.
I don't know. I
think we go that deep.
I don't know. Perhaps, but I mean, he's armoured, isn't he? So I can't see him, I can't see them making him squishier than
might be
some of the other,
to be honest,
the other characters. But I mean, I'm just looking at the model again before we jump to the other ones, and it's. I think I like them more than I think I like them. If that makes sense.
No. You like them more than you think you like them.
Yeah. So when I'm not looking at a picture of like the knight guy, whatever, Edmark, I don't think my memory of how he looks isn't as cool as how he actually looks when I'm looking at him. Okay. And then as soon as I look at something, I can't get past the daft helmet.
I like the helmet.
Okay. I mean,
that's a really cool sculpt.
It is. I can see me having to do a head swap on it or something.
I think, the way it's posed, you could quite easily do a head swap, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Something else from Caesar Sigmar or something.
I'd probably need a Stormcast helmet on it or something.
Yeah.
But I think him and the dwarf, the second one that we had released, Dolph Ironhead.
Yeah, I really like that. Me and dwarves. Every episode I'm professing my love for dwarves. But what do you think of this guy before I wax lyrical about him?
He's all right.
He's all right.
He's all right. It looks like, he's all right. It is only all right for me. We've already talked about this with Helsmiths, haven't we? It's like, I'm not a dwarf person, and this looks more dwarfy, but it doesn't look Warhammer dwarfy to me. This is very much old world stuff, and I'm not. The aesthetic just doesn't do it for me.
I want to come back to that point that you've made about old world, but I just want to tell you why I like this one.
Yeah, go.
See if I can not change your mind, but I want to tell you why I like this.
Hey, come.
So to me, I love dwarves.
I do.
I'm obviously excited for this. I really like this guy. So not only does he look exactly like my first ever D&D character, that's the image I had of him in my head. I know that's not what we're here to talk about, but that's really cool for me. But he fits that classic dwarf explorer tracker archetype. Yeah. He looks. I think he's got a lot of character. This model. He looks experienced. Maybe good at handling traps or environmental challenges. He looks like he could be climbing, and that's the vibe I get from it. Kind of looks a bit roguish without going too far down that D&D route. But I think the lore sounds pretty cool. He's got that vendetta angle. You would think he's probably got a decent melee capability, talking in game. and he's got that thematic quest for revenge, in the lore. And I think that's why I like Warhammer. I like having that hook, and I know that's been overdone and done to death, but I really like that. I'm there for it. This is almost the dwarf hero I've been waiting for. He's not that overly steampunky weird one. He's just that gritty explorer, revenge-driven dwarden.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. He's got, sorry, again, that Mr. Dagger's getting me, but, he's Oathsworn with his vendetta. He's got his twin axes, surviving the floods. Just gives him a lot of personality and purpose. And I think he would be my go-to guy in that game, I think. I could see myself sort of gravitating towards him, leading the party and having him as my figurehead almost. But I don't know how the game's going to work, but this is just me imagining it. But I think you could do a lot from the hobby angle. You could bring in some environmental elements with the basing and the painting. You could have some swampy or forest terrain, based on his history with the flooded ruins and everything that it looks like we're getting. Maybe some plague stains on that ratty cloak from him fighting. Because, it looks like it's going to be Nurgle as well. Yeah, I've been thinking about this. Like, that model really grabbed me.
It really has, hasn't it?
I think it'd be a really good opportunity to tie into that Darkwater theme and make it visually tell that story.
No, I think it's boring.
Fair. I mean,
I think all of them that have been shown so far, from me, all of them just seem generic. And that is, it's not a slight on them in any way, but for me, this just feels like classic fantasy, and it's quite generic looking. And I get it. I get that they're leaning into that side of things, but for me, I like the fantastical elements. And this just seems that I'm not saying it's a bad sculpt. I'm not. I mean, technically, the sculpt looks wonderful.
Yeah.
And and yes, a lot will be how we paint it. I'll be getting the game.
Yeah.
And I'll paint it as best as I can to kind of appeal to me, but I'm looking at it and I don't care. I'm bored. I'm indifferent, and it's not how I want to feel.
Yeah. Well, look, I wanted to save this point till after we'd discussed all the characters, but I think this is a good place to sort of link it in. I think this game is going to appeal to a broader audience, and I think that might be why they've done it. I know we've mentioned D&D. This might be for the D&D players looking for a change, from that tabletop to more of a wargaming element. Kind of fits that high fantasy trope, like you said. Generic fantasy, I think you said, actually. I think it might even appeal to the old world fans. I think you touched on that, saying it felt old world. They might not have dipped the toes in AOS into that style of it. And maybe this is what brings people into it. Sure. I think it is a hark back to the high fantasy of what Warhammer Fantasy used to be, but it still looks AOS-y to me.
Do you think?
Yeah, I really do.
See, I don't think I'm not getting any of that. But it's not just the model; it's the entire thing so far for me. I'll be really interested to see how some of the enemies look comparatively.
Yeah.
Because we know we're getting the Beastmen.
Maybe the enemies is what's going to sell it to you a bit more.
I'm hoping so, because at the moment I'm like I said, I'm definitely going to get it, and I think it's one of those things that we will play, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that experience,
the playing side of it.
Yeah, but
sorry, that's
the story.
My voice
is not doing anything for me.
I mean, I think it's. I don't know how to word this without it sounding negative. It's almost like tried and tested fantasy storylines that I'm comfortable with, that I'm familiar with. And I like that. It's not too far out of my comfort zone for things. And that's why I think it's going for that broader appeal.
Yeah.
And I think they'll probably do a good job on it. And I like that they've taken that. It doesn't feel overly Warhammery, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I like that. I don't want to use the word generic because it sounds negative, but I think that's the only way you can say it. But if we take this dwarf guy, for example, looking at that sculpt, it's very different to the rest of the AOS dwarfs, I think, entirely. And if we get more dwarfs looking like that in whatever... Sorry, died from that song still.
You are really, truly.
Yeah, I know. If we get more dwarves looking like that in the range, I'll be pretty happy. because they were saying about his backstory. He came from like a fallen mountain hold.
Yeah.
Didn't mention anything about Fire Slayers or Overlords or anything. Maybe it's something different. Maybe it's more of that dispossessed idea that seems to have gone away. Because he's not a remnant of. He's not coming from a city of Sigmar by the sound of it. So.
Yeah.
Maybe it's somewhere that they're going to go with dwarves. Maybe that's just me getting excited. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's a big realm, isn't it? They're all quite big. It could be that it's just somewhere out there in the
maybe, but it gives me hope for more dwarves.
Yeah, I mean potentially, absolutely. Who's the other one? It was what was her face? What was her name?
Bren Tylis.
Yes,
the Renegade Saint. Now, this is my least favorite so far, to be honest.
I hate this model.
Yeah.
It's just a bad sculpt.
Yeah.
And the nose looks atrocious.
Yeah. I don't think the photographic angles we've got here are doing this justice, and that paint job maybe. I don't know. Well, we can't see a lot of this model, can we? It doesn't look to have a lot of character that the other two have.
Yeah. Agreed.
Lore-wise, though, I really like that. I really like her lore.
Yeah, same. I think this is the most interesting one so far. I mean, of the characters, this is the one that I was least interested in finding out about, and it feels like the same thing. She feels like she's the Imelda of this version of it.
Yeah,
Kulig Braskoff or whatever she's called, and I'm just this sculpt is. I'm comparing this to Cursor. These are just the dwarf. Yes, all right, fine. That is a really nice sculpt. Not for me, but these just don't feel as good as the Cursed City heroes by a long shot.
This is a trap, isn't it? Where we're comparing it to something that we both really love. We had that discussion in our top 10 models, and Cursed City models made it into them lists.
Yeah, very true.
We've spoke at length about how much we love some of the sculpts in that box, and they still hold up. And they were done in a different style at the time, weren't they? Which kind of heralded how AOS is almost looking now. I think if we're looking down that Cursed City line, do you think we'll get a tie-in novel like we did with Cursed City?
I don't know. I hope so. I think for me, at least, they absolutely 100% to sell this to me as I'll buy it. Oh, I'm saying I'm going to buy it. I'm almost certainly going to buy it.
Well, if you're not, I am. So,
but to sell the game to me and to make me want to play it and to buy expansions and stuff for it, you've got to make this world compelling, because right now, from what you've shown me, and granted, this is all a response to it being leaked, so it could be that their well-planned marketing campaign has been lost on me. But me as a Warhammer Age of Sigmar fan, this at the moment now really from the sculpts doing up for me. The game might be interesting to me, and I'm like, if it is a flip book kind of thing for the maps and stuff, I really like that idea. Yeah, but it's just the sculpts aren't captivating me. The story, the setting, and you're never going to appeal to everybody.
No,
Silver Tower did nothing for me, so I have no interest.
I mean, Zinch. Silver Tower passed me by, but again, I haven't got any interest in Zinch either.
So I don't know, but I'm really interested to see how the baddies stack up. Like I say, I want to see what they look like now. The style of the heroes we've seen so far doesn't fill me with confidence for how they're going to look. I think the Pestigors I'm not going to be interested in. I'm not going to like them.
No.
So I'm hoping that some of the other Nurgle demons, hopefully if Festus is like the big bad in this, and the new Blight Kings, I'm interested in those, but I'm hoping this isn't going to be indicative of a potential range refresh or range supplement to the Maggotkin.
Okay.
If it's going to follow this style, but that makes me wonder, is that actually going to be the case, and is that not just like hearsay? Because the styles between what we're seeing for the heroes, you would assume the heroes and the villains in the box set like this would have synergy in terms of sculpting style.
Like they did in Cursed City.
Yeah. In which case, I don't see how the Nurgle aspect of this would fit in with the current Maggotkin range unless they're doing a serious overhaul. And it could be that it's coming out to what, 10 years old.
I was going to say they're fairly aged.
Yeah. So that might fit in with that range refresh, but if they're going to do that for an entire range of Nurgle models, that's quite a wodge of units for them to make that consistent, because what we've got here is, I wouldn't say particularly indicative of all the archetypes in that wider range, but we don't know yet, do we? I mean,
no, it's still early days, and we do let our imaginations run away with us, don't we?
Oh, that's the point. That's why we have conversations. It's fun to theory cast, isn't it?
I find the more I talk to you, we look at things in a very different way. I let my mind run away from me from a point of excitement, and I think you do the opposite. You almost don't let yourself get too excited so you don't get disappointed. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think, but I think not to be too jaded, I've got a few years on you, and I've been disappointed many more times than you probably have in life with getting excited about stuff. So I'm very tentative, especially stuff I'm passionate about.
Yeah,
because I've had it recently with Aliens, the Aliens film, a prime example. So
I had that with Rings of Power. I know what you mean. Yeah.
I'm trying not to. I didn't get disappointed with Rings of Power because I just chose not to watch it because I knew I was going to be disappointed. Again, previous experience.
Do you know, I wish I'd have done the same. But okay, can I ask you a different question?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you are thinking this is more of that old world style, tell me what you think about the new Chaos Marauder sculpts. I know we're not here to talk about old world, and it isn't something that we normally talk about, but
we talked about them last.
Did we talk about them last?
Yeah, beautiful.
So, what I mean is, we haven't had this conversation really together, have we? We've kind of made a few points about this, but are you worried about AOS itself, the setting of AOS, because they seem to be putting a lot towards the old world angle, and if you think that these models are looking a bit old worldly, is that something that...
Yes, a little bit. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I mean, people seem to really like the old world, and I don't know why. Because I wasn't a fan of the original one, I don't get the nostalgia for it. There's a lot of things. It's not for me.
Yeah,
and I would hope that G-Dubs would just carry on with the settings. Cause, I mean, it's not to say that Age of Sigmar doesn't have fans. I mean, it's much less populous than 40k is, as everything is, but all of the other gaming systems are tiny in comparison to 40k, aren't they? But I would hope that they are going to. I don't see them having models that span both settings.
No, I thought at one point they were going to do that, but they've kind of clearly not done that, haven't they?
Absolutely. And I think that's the fact that the bases are separate.
Yes.
I wholly don't believe that that's a nostalgia thing with old world being rank and blank. It's so that you can't use any models that are currently spanning those two in both the systems. So they are locking out, in which case that's fine. I don't even mind. In fact, I probably welcome a slowdown in release schedule.
Yeah.
Because I find it oppressive to try and keep up to date. I mean, how many times have we actually played? It's very few. We've played Spearhead a bunch.
Yeah.
But we've not really played AOS once. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still planning as part of the Glory stuff. So if they had a 5-year release cycle of AOS and slowed down the release of the models, I wouldn't be adverse to that. Not at all.
No.
But I would rather they were more upfront about where things lie. I don't think I don't want spoilers by any means.
Yeah.
I just want them to say this is targeted at people that like old world now, because I could stop being excited now and then not be disappointed and find one of the other products that they're going to release as the focus of my excitement. Right now, other than it being a new Warhammer Quest game, to be totally honest, there is nothing that I'm finding appealing about this. I don't like the box art. The colours don't appeal to me. The characters don't appeal to me. The sculpting style doesn't appeal to me. The only thing that I'm finding appealing is the actual structure of the game. I like the idea of it being a game book like Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
I like the previous Warhammer Quests, and I want to play it with you because I enjoy spending time with you, and that's playing like part of the Hobbit.
Yeah.
But that isn't the game to me. I also need to be immersed in like the lore side of it. You know, I'm like, I need to. And right now, I'm not, and they're not giving me anything to kind of like
to grab you.
Yeah, prove me right or prove me wrong. It's just
Okay.
And I know we're on the precipice of an announcement now next week. Is it next week?
It's just about a week. Yeah,
within next week or so.
Week on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
hopefully we'll get. Well, we are going to get this because it's the headline on the.
I just realised.
What is that? The Saturday that we're playing games.
It's it's 12:30 a.m. isn't it? And then we're playing on a weekend that day. That'd be cool. Sorry, I don't know if you heard, but
you could have a sleepover.
My missus just said, "Why don't you have a sleepover from the other room?" But no, I do get what you mean. I'm excited for it, but I don't particularly worry about this old world influence. I think this is a creative angle and a stylistic choice to maybe try and bring people from each setting to the other one to try something new to sell it. Yeah. I think they still look rooted in AOS to me, but I think there is a hark back to that Warhammer fantasy that of the past, and it isn't setting any alarm bells off for me. I think Old World and AOS can coexist quite nicely together, like Horror's Heresy and 40k do. I don't think Horror's Heresy came out with the intention to overtake 40k, and I don't think anybody would say that they thought that. And I don't think Old World was brought back to replace AOS. I really don't. I think they're two very different game styles. One that I'm not interested in playing, and one that I very much am interested in playing. But I think we can view Old World and Age of Sigmar in the same way, personally. But
yeah, I think my worry is more around the dilution of the range. So
okay,
as I think we've talked about in quite a lot of depth at this point, I really value the narrative immersion.
Yeah.
And I think if this is indicative of what the range is going to look like, unless they do this faster for me, that's really going to start to interfere with my suspension of disbelief.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
In a very rudimentary sense, because if they've gone really realistic horror with the new Nurgle stuff, and I don't think they will have done, it'll be diluted. I can't imagine the new Nurgle stuff then fighting against my very fantastical looking Soulblight army or against your Nighthorn army, which have quite a not cartoony aesthetic by any means, but these more stylized.
Yeah, very much so.
Compared to what we're seeing here, which seems more. I mean, even the scale of the hands. Other than that, the new one of the Fallen Saint woman Tyrant or whatever she's called, who looks to have larger hands. I mean, the dwarfs.
Yeah,
there we go. The others seem to have less heroic proportions, which is what a lot of Games Workshop characters tend to. Well, all of them, the sculpts, other than perhaps some of the new Soulblight, are heroic scale, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I think that mismatch might, if it is indicative of any kind of new coming ranges, would be weird. I mean, I can't imagine how the Ideneth would look, because the Ideneth have all got massive hands and feet.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I didn't think of that.
I mean, I could see why they would have large feet if the flipper for elves, but they're not. It's just
wet elves.
Wet elves. Still amuses me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I want to be excited. Hopefully by the next time we record, we're clearly going to be talking about this all the way up until the release, until we've actually played it. I'm hoping that I'll be a little bit more excited, but I want to be and I'm not, Will. I'm not, and it makes me sad.
It's like me and the Helsmiths. But yeah. All right. Okay. Well, should we move on from that bit?
One more thing.
Go on.
I really hope the game book's hardback.
Oh yeah, I really do.
Because if it's not, I will be really sad.
Like in the Spearhead.
Yeah. Sand and Bone.
Sand and Bone.
That was ridiculous. I'm still salty about that. I don't screw up for that. That's just like a load of crap. No way.
For what that cost, that needed to be.
That was 4 pages, Matt.
Yeah.
4 pages.
Anyway, that's not what we're talking about.
No, it's not. So yeah, kind of excited, kind of not. You're definitely more up for this.
I'm up for this. I feel like you don't want to get too excited, but I think you want to be excited, but you're not.
Of course I want to be. I love Warhammer, and I don't. This is not seducing me. I wanted to wear like a low cut dress and show some modelly cleavage or something, pout at me or or whatever the male equivalent is, whatever your taste is, and this is just not doing it. This is just wearing a pinstriped suit in a corner and just trying to sell another gaming system to me, I think, and it just makes me...
All right, well, let's hope that changes with the next round of releases. We've still got at least one other character to see.
Yeah, one more character.
Yeah, which I'm assuming is going to be an elf, so you probably won't be excited.
It's the...
We have a name, don't we? And we've got a little bit...
I want to say it's like Ilarion or the something. It's the...
One moment, please.
Is she a water witch? I want to say she's a water witch or something. She looks like a water witch.
Inara Scion, the cleansing blade.
Yeah, see, cleansing blade. And that definitely... I mean, the picture on the potato cam looks like she's got some type of water spell effect going around the blade. I imagine she's holding a blade aloft like She-Ra.
Yeah.
And like we've got the circle of power going around her, which is going to be very watery based, and she's got this flowing white dress, and she's thrusting herself forwards into this like wave of water. Mind you, that'd be cool. But
that would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the most excited you've sounded about this.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, so.
Yeah, maybe she'll be my main.
Maybe.
If these other things on the left hand side aren't other main characters. There's definitely a centaur dude there, and there's definitely a green mage
and an ogre, possibly?
And what looks like a yeti.
Yeah,
essentially a yeti. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. I'm excited to see where they go with it.
Okay, good.
Fingers crossed, it'll be good. It's big. It's massive. It's not a horny dwarf. Big guns, Will. Really big guns. Titan-sized guns, you might say.
Or what were we thinking? I think this whole Titan news and rumours things kind of passed me by.
Well, you know what Titans are?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Obviously.
In the Warhammer context.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Oh, just making sure we weren't going to go Greek mythology or anything. I mean, we might do. We are in that kind of sphere.
To be fair, I did try and have this conversation with Soph last night before, and she immediately thought of Attack on Titan. So, you're not a fan?
Nah.
I've never seen it. Nah. I hear good things, but
I can't get in. I don't like the animation style. But anyway, we digress into anime. Again, yeah. We've talked about this a lot on the Discord. So if you do like to talk about anime stuff, hit us up on the Discord.
Yeah, but honestly, yeah. I mean, Titan wise, I've got a certain opinion on Titans, which I can save or I can share now.
Don't knock yourself out.
Honestly, Titans don't really appeal to me. Never have. For me, Warhammer on the whole is character driven. You know how much I like named characters like Gotrek and Dante, everyone else I've mentioned over the last however many episodes. And I don't think these massive behemoth models are for me. Titans in 40k or any of the big Helsmiths. The big bull. What's it called? That we just
yeah,
like
honestly,
it isn't for me. Yeah, that kind of, massive model just isn't my idea of Warhammer. Also, the price point for Titans is nuts, right? You could get like a whole AOS army for the price of a Titan. Is it 400 odd?
I've got it. I've got it here. Hold on. A Mars pattern Warhound Titan.
Yeah.
For the body.
Yeah. Just the body.
Just the body. £453.50.
That's mad.
And then I'm just looking at some Vulcan Mega Bolters, left arm, £57.50. I'm assuming the right arm will be about the same, and there's
I think so.
So you're looking at like, 550 quid.
I think, don't get me wrong, when we went down to Warhammer World in summer, seeing some of the Titans there, in the flesh, it's really impressive to see. But the what I like to see about the Titans is when people model them with the cockpit open, you can see that, that side of things. There's something about the scale of them. It just isn't what Warhammer's about to me. I like little plastic head, you know what I mean? And this just, it seems so alien that something so big exists alongside it. And I don't like the novels about the Titans or anything either. I tend to skip them. Like in the Horus Heresy series, there's a few about the Titans, and it's not one I'd go back and read. They're not for me.
I feel the same about knights, to be honest. But yeah. I mean, knights are expensive. But I prefer how the knights look to the Titans. But
I share. I mean, at same points I've just said about Titans, I think the same about the knights. To be honest, I've got a friend of mine has got a couple of knights, and his look really cool. I like to look at them from afar, but it's never something I'd want to do.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I'm not. I think a lot of the a lot of the prestige about them has come perhaps from a lot of people on YouTube doing like Knight challenges and Titan challenges just because it's expensive. They're the biggest models, but you're absolutely right. I mean, I don't know if we played 40k. Where would you play with the Titan? I mean, it's like how these things. I'm assuming points wise cost thousands of points. If not,
I would assume so. But I've heard that they're not particularly well balanced. They're not very good to play with, from what I hear.
I'm not surprised. I mean, surely the.
Do you know what? I didn't mean to talk over that. As big mechanical things exist, I like Gundam. Do you know what I mean? And you like Transformers. You'd think we would like something like this, but if I want to go for a big mech that's piloted by somebody, I'm going to go for a Gundam over a Titan. You know,
fair. I mean, yeah, I can get that. So, well, there is in at the moment, and apparently, the rumor was that they're going to be a plastic Warhound Titan, and apparently, that's more not a rumor now. It's pretty much confirmed knowledge that's just not been officially announced yet.
Some of the wording that they're saying around this next announcement, it's on the nose, isn't it? They're definitely leaning into that. I mean, I think it's cool for people that like them, that they're doing one in plastic. I certainly see why people do like them, and you know, I get it. It's just not for me.
I can't reconcile. Maybe it's my ignorance of the law around it, but I can't reconcile Knights probably more with Space Marines. Like the Knight houses, it's almost like it's a separate sci-fi universe with Knights in it that doesn't exist alongside my beloved Space Monks.
Completely agree. 40k to me is about Space Marines and Imperial Guard. I know you don't like the Guard, but that's what 40k is to me. It's about the soldiers, not. I like tanks. Don't get me wrong. I like the Baneblade, and that's huge. But yeah, there's something about them that just doesn't appeal to me. I think you take them out of the lore, doesn't lose anything for me.
No. I mean, the certain ones, because there was that one. Actually, is this a Titan? Maybe it was Titan already. It's either Titan or another one the named one that fell to chaos.
Oh, I do.
There is. There's that one's kind of cool. And the only other Titan that kind of works for me in my vision of what the 41st millennium is the Imperial. Is it Imperial type? The one with the cathedral on its back.
I think that's weird.
See, it is, but it's metal as hell, and I can kind of get that. I can imagine like the Dark Angels having a frigging cathedral on a Titan. Asmodeus, they're shouting something like with some massive big brass thing like fire all over, like chanting as they go forward, like, you know, Gregorian chanting, does like guns blazing. Yes, just like them random freaking Warhound Titans that look stupid and running around. It's like, well, at that point, what's the point in Space Marines?
That's what I was going to say. If you've got them, what is the point of your rank and file soldiers if you've got these guys? I think that's the reason why I don't like them, basically. And I think if you think about this from a different angle, we like smaller scale skirmishes, don't we? More than anything. Maybe that's why it doesn't appeal to us, because, I mean, could they think of some sort of game where we just have a Titan against Titan fight? That's not going to be fun. Like,
isn't that what Imperialis is?
Yeah, I suppose so.
And that didn't sell particularly well.
No, that's true.
But so if I was going to do it, that's what I would want to do, so I could have a reasonable size one, and I wouldn't have the missus going like mental at me if I bought like 2 Titans. And how much money have you spent on this?
Thing is, I would, especially being that they are resin, I would not trust myself to keep one safe in the house. It's probably about the same height as my dog, who would probably run at it, smash it, and then that's what, 500 quid down the drain.
He'd be terrified of it, man. He'd be terrified of it. He'd be like, "Why are you in my house?" And the Titan was just there, like, brah.
I don't know, maybe it'd help keep him in line.
Moose,
but Moose versus the Titan. I don't know. They just seem a little bit out of place in the law, but it's an interesting business decision from Games Workshop, isn't it?
That's what I wanted to talk about. I do not understand the financials of this. It's like, so 550 quid for a Warhound, and they're making plastic ones. So these are big kits. I mean, there's a lot involved. Even in plastic, it's going to be a lot of sprues, the tooling for it, the storage of it, the logistics. Are there literally that many people that want these? Because unless they're going to change the rule, I'm guessing, I don't play the game, you don't play the game.
No.
But I'm guessing unless they do some serious rebalancing, if they're going to mass produce this and sell it to a more mass market, because I'm assuming that if it's in plastic, more people will buy this because it's more accessible. Even if they sell it for like 400 quid instead of 550 quid for a complete kit.
Yeah.
People will still buy it. So you need to have it in the game because they're going to be using it. So it needs to be at least semi-viable. How do you balance that with stuff when people are already like taking knights that cost whatever, and you've got smaller armies? It's nuts. Logistically, I think it's wise. It seems nuts.
It's nuts logistically to me. I mean, I can't imagine going into a local game shop and there being a shelf of Titan.
I don't think they would. Because
how much space are they going to take up? How much is it going to cost to post them to people? Who is it aimed towards? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Surely it's a minority of people that buy them and play with them. I get that why you'd want to have one maybe as a bit of a passion project to say you've done it and, to really take your time on painting. But, if you want to paint to that level, I can't see it appealing to the casual fans like me and you. I could see you maybe picking up down the line if you won the lottery as a painting project or something, maybe, or just something cool to have. But unless you really want one in your army, you're already going to have had to spend quite a lot of money on an army to justify adding that to it or building a new army around it, as well as the overlay that's going to come from the actual Titan itself. And it's going to take a lot of paint, a lot of glue. You'll probably knacker your clippers getting through the sprues, I just don't understand it. I don't get it. Who's it being marketed at?
I don't know. It's completely bamboozled, man. Don't do this, please.
At the time of year as well, if they're going to announce this, I'm not saying it's going to be released for Christmas, but can you imagine, let's say a 10-year-old young lad walking into a Warhammer shop with his dad and pointing at the Titan going, Dad, I want the Titan. I mean, I know what I would have got told as a kid if I'd have said that. Like, absolutely not. I mean, I maybe I'm showing my age, but the price of the Titan, and we don't know how much they're going to cost in plastic, it's still going to be a hell of a lot of money. Talking hundreds of pounds. You could buy a second-hand car for that, like 10, 15 years ago, for the amount of the amount of money that a Titan costs now. It's nuts, isn't it?
It's insane. Yeah, I think that's it for me. It's I don't really know who the target are at. What we're going to do. It makes me wonder what's kind of been asked from the range or from the game to kind of put this in, or what the business case is. I suppose on a positive note, it'll be interesting to see how the game evolves to encompass this. If it is 100% legit.
Yeah. I mean, what it suggests to me is that they're moving towards an even larger scale for battles. And I don't mean physical scale. I mean bigger army points-wise.
But they do have the Apocalypse thing. I'm assuming this would only be playable in Apocalypse.
You would, yeah.
So it's not going to fit in 2,000 points, surely.
How do you transport it if you go into a tournament? How do you take a Titan anywhere? I mean, do you put a seatbelt around it in the car? I don't get it. It's crazy to me.
Do you think so? To make the obvious joke about size matters, do you think Warhammer's getting too big? Do you think 40k is getting too big?
That's it. Do you mean in what sense?
Well, I know there's been,
because primaries were bigger, weren't they?
Yeah.
Physical scale.
Just in model count and like physical size as well. I mean, I've talked to a couple of guys at work that play 40k, and they've been saying that like one guy plays Zadmech, and he's just like, I've got so many models that aren't painted how I want to have them painted because I've just got so many.
Yeah.
I don't know what the unit's called, the Rangers or Skitari.
What's the average points battle? 2,000? I mean, 2,000 points of... I mean, Space Marines you can kind of get away with because they're higher cost, aren't they? Because they are what they are. It makes sense. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking at anything like Guard or something, you're talking hundreds of models, aren't you?
Yeah,
and that,
I'm guessing so.
To me, it seems a bit unreachable. We're in a very similar position. We're also very, you know what I mean? We both work full time. We have houses to run. We have lives outside Warhammer. Annoyingly, yeah. I mean, Warhammer does take up a lot of our free time because we choose it to. I don't physically have the time or the mental capacity to sit down and do a 2,000 point Imperial Guard army after work or on a weekend.
Yeah.
Because it would take up every single bit of spare time that I had. I just, maybe that's just me, but I physically can't do it. I like to do other things outside of Warhammer, which, to your chagrin, you know, I like to do other things sometimes, and I don't know where I would find the time to do it. And if what this says to me is that if we're trying to introduce Titans into the mix, then are we looking at broadening that 2,000 points to 5,000 points or even bigger? It seems like the door is closing on 40k to casual players. But I know we've got Kill Team and things like that, which is obviously something we're going to play. But 40k as a game, it seems unreachable to me sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, this is even the game board. Assuming you're playing a game at, I don't know, let's say 4,000 point conservatively, right? Even if you're playing on an 8B, what is it, 4B8, the old size table I used to play on, those Titans are bloody big.
Well, look, I mean, if I know you guys can't see this, but Wayne, this is for your benefit. The table that we are sat at here at Warhammer Wings HQ is 6 feet long. And we play Spearhead on this table, don't we, with the board in the middle. And when we've got our dice and we've got our rule books and we've got measuring rolls and a couple of drinks or whatever we've got on the table, there isn't a lot of room for anything else. And this is a 6 foot long table. You know, how big is the Titan going to sit on this table? Probably higher than our microphones are sitting.
Yeah.
It's crazy, I think.
I don't get it.
If you're sat at the table, it's going to come up to your eye height, I think. I mean, we're both tall guys. What are you? 6 foot?
6'3".
Yeah,
6'9". Yeah.
Yeah, you're 6'3", I'm 6'1", and you know, if we're sat upright at a table like we are now, the Titan's going to come up to our eye level, I think, and that's just not what Warhammer is to me.
It's a miniatures game.
Exactly. It's a miniatures game. That's not a miniature, is it? It's not. I know technically it is, but it's not.
I don't even know why we're talking about this, because it's just like, why? I mean, it's not for us, yeah, and it's just like there seems to be so much hype about. I just hope that the reveals and all of the other cool stuff that they're going to be showing aren't like.
Well, they've put what we got AOS. They've put everything on, haven't they? I think
everything other than
nothing Warcraft, but we've got Necromunders on there. I think Blood Bowl Season 3 has just been.
Season 3's just been.
Yeah. Necromunda Blood Bowl. I think the Legion Imperialis, is that what I mean? Yes. I wanted to say Battlefleet Gothic. Does that even exist anymore?
Well,
is that about to be announced? But yeah, it's got everything on the announcement basically, hasn't it? So
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
and they've made strong hints towards it being thing, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. But if there's anybody out there that's listening to this that does have a Titan, that's interested in Titans, that wants to get a plastic Titan,
send us a Titan.
No. Please don't send a Titan. Why? How's it fit into your hobby plans? What are we missing? What are we not getting?
Yeah. What is it that are we way off the mark here? I mean, you tell us why you're excited for the Titans. What are you going to do? Are you going to play with it? Is it just a passion project? Tell us.
Do people actually like Warhounds? And if so, why? Because they look daft. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, we've got a guy in our Discord, haven't we?
Has he got a Titan?
No, he's got Warhounds.
Oh, he's got Warhounds.
He's got 2.
They're Titans, aren't they?
Yeah, the mini small ones, aren't they? What am I thinking? What are the smaller ones?
I don't know. What Warhounds are Titans? They're not Knights.
Knights. He's got 2 Knights.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, even they're too big for me. But we can ask him.
I could get behind one of the. I can't remember what it's called. Castellan Knight.
I don't know.
He's got a lot of guns on it. I want to paint. But you know what? I will paint one Knight at one point.
Yeah.
In time, but I will not paint it like any Knight house. It's going to get painted Dark Angels, obviously, and it will have chains on it, and it will have a big willy banner.
Okay.
It'll like a big Dark Angel sword between his legs. It just will.
Of course.
It will. I'm there for that. That I think would happen, and I'll just have my Dark Angel little army that I'm never going to play a game with. Just stood in front of it, looking cool. Dark Angel.
Yeah.
Might even put like mate. I've just had a right idea. Well, the scale would be well off, but I think it's the Castellan ones. I do like some of the Beetleback Knights. I could see how this working, but on shoulders, like a pulpit, and having a Dark Angel like interrogate a chaplain.
That could be cool, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, like hunting the fallen in
that would be good.
Freaking night. Yeah, I could get behind that, but not a Warhound Titan. That's silly.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we can leave it there because I think it's time for chicken wings. Actually.
Oh yeah, that new hot sauce. Let's go for this.
Yeah. If it doesn't kill us,
we may be back.
We might be.
Who knows? Crediting Wayne here. We actually forgot to do any hot takes because the hot sauce was that bloody hot that, well, that was the hot take, is don't get it, don't try and eat it. It's silly, it's probably not going to be very enjoyable, though it is tasty. But yeah, have a listen to this and see what you think.
Spicy wings.
We've just eaten the, my God, that's hot. We've just had some Mr. Naga Gold with some tasty wings, haven't we? And it's an experience, Will.
Yeah, if that's what you want to call it, an experience. It was a really strange one, actually. It's definitely one of the hottest things I've ever had, but it tasted really nice.
It tasted creamy.
Yeah, I don't know how it tasted creamy, but it tasted creamy. I mean, it's good. I'm going to recommend it to people. But
the look on your face.
Yeah, it might sound like it was enjoyable, but it was. It's was it Mr. Marigold XX Hot? Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We've had the normal version.
We have indeed had the normal version.
I mean, it's not sauce, is it? Which is a bit of a move from what we normally do. It's was it like a chili pickle?
Yeah,
it's definitely. I think it's something you'd eat with
Mr. Naga chili pickle.
Yeah, I mean, I think it said when we were eating it, I could imagine it working really well with like some onion bhajis or part of a pickle tray, but it's no joke. Put it that way.
We're gonna go with the There's one more above this.
Oh, is there?
Called King Naga.
Okay, I think we could do it.
Yeah, we can give it a go.
I mean, you guys can't see us, but my entire head and my ears have gone bright red. It has warmed my entire body. It was, so an interesting feeling. My throat, I don't know if you can hear it. It feels like it's a bit battered by this pickle, but as Wayne coughs his lungs up, it was hot, right? It was really hot.
It's when it so this is like having a melter gun go off in my mouth.
Oh, I think that's
It started off quite subtle, and we're just like, oh, this is gonna be fine. And now it's burning in my mouth, and I can genuinely feel it warming my stomach up.
Yeah, it's
but it probably didn't help the fact that we ate it and then we carried on eating more of it. Well,
yeah, we did.
And
we ate it with some other hot sauces that aren't mild by any means. We did it in an opposite way. So you went in hard straight off the bat. I kind of built up to it.
Yeah.
And I don't know which was the right way to go because I think we're both suffering. You could probably tell in our voices.
Yeah. I mean, I genuinely, like, joking aside, I mean, that is hot. Yeah. It's not unbearable levels of heat.
No,
but in terms of like longevity, that is sitting in my stomach. It was so tasty. The taste of it was beautiful.
Yeah, it tastes really nice. But if you do try it, go sparingly with it. It's no joke. It's quite oily, bit greasy. I mean, it kind of makes it sound gross, but it's not. And it's one of them ones that just coats your mouth with intense heat because of the oil that's in it. So it's there's no getting away from the heat. You can't sort of chipmunk it at one side of your mouth or anything. You know what I mean?
It's genuine to me. It honestly tastes like
fire.
Creamy. It is. It's like hot cream. But it's keeping building. It's still building now. Like 5 minutes after we've had it.
Yeah, it's not gone. It's definitely affects your throat. He says.
Yeah. Sorry, but that's as far as they go in terms of. I mean, is it Honey Badger in terms of like my favorite? No, but I could see how I would have this in stuff that I wouldn't have Honey Badger in because this is not very more savoury.
Yeah, it's a very different different taste palette. What am I trying to say? It's made me go mad. Why is it? It's a very different spectrum of taste. I don't know.
I imagine this would be something like Legion of the Damned I'd have on their cop starch.
Do you think?
Well, yeah. So it's like it's just getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and the inside is like Legion of the Damned.
I could see them having that one that we had that we didn't like the taste of. That was like pure fiery diesel.
Yeah.
At least this one tasted nice. This one is quite exotic to me.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's got some. normally try and think of some sort of clever tie into Warhammer, but my face is on fire and I can't think of anything.
It reminds me more of Sphinx Shrinker than no else. Like a more flavorful. Yeah, it's the fenline.
Yeah, but that tastes nicer than Sphinx Shrinker. Because that tastes nice.
I mean, yeah, fair. But I did smash that entire bottle, you know.
I don't know how, because that had me doubled over. Yeah, I was reeling. But I can't think of any witty Warhammer tie-in for this. I suppose the melter to the face was a fair analogy. But
it's definitely.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah, I think before we do the next segment, I might stick my head outside. Or in the freezer. I'm not sure.
Bad. Well, let's regroup. Gather us all together, because we've got a wad of other stuff that I need to talk about, man.
Yeah.
And you need to talk about.
Can I have a cuddle?
No. Weakling. Well, I feel like we need to talk about Golden Demon, a mini of the month, and I really need to stop saying the words twice, which was a sod to edit out, but that seems to be, with my advancing years, that's just happening more. I like to say things a number of times. Maybe I'll start wearing a flat cap again as well soon. Maybe won't affect this at all. So Golden Demon then.
Yeah.
Let's have a good old conflab about this. Well, what do you think?
I think there's some really cool stuff this year. Most notably, I really liked Martin Peterson's kill team. The Space Wolves look super cool. Eric Swinson's Death Watch kill team really stood out for me. My favourite, though, was, I think I'm going to butcher this, Urka Martios, Free Guild Cavalier, because we spoke about how much we both like that sculpt.
Yeah.
Sculpt, sorry. I really like that paint job. I like the pinky purple cloth and how it contrasts with the greeny water. I thought that was really, really pretty. An honourable mention for the Bolg entry from, again, I'm going to butcher this, Camille Kozira.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool. We're talking nerds. It was good to see that Middle-earth strategy battle range is being showcased in Golden Demon.
Yeah, I thought you'd like it.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, Golden Demon, historically, I've never really got too caught up in it because I'm fully aware that I'm never going to paint to that standard, and it always just, I don't know, it's hard to describe. I understand why people like to see it. It always just seems a little bit out of reach for me because I'm never going to paint to that standard. It's really cool to see what people do, but a lot of it isn't the style of painting that I want to see. And I
get you 100%.
Obviously these people are super talented, and you can't argue that fact. But I'd like to see maybe a bit of a change in how the judging is done, and I think we should be rewarding things that people are thinking a little bit more outside the box. Some really strikingly different painting styles. You see so much cool stuff online where people are doing things, with what do you call it, OSL?
Yeah,
things like OSL, and doing really wacky colorways and conversions that shouldn't work that do. I think that's the kind of thing that really grabs me with the hobby, rather than seeing these really, really nicely painted things, but they're painted as you would expect them to be painted a lot of the time. And I like to see a little bit more diversity. That's all.
Yeah.
But obviously not taking away from the talent that these people have. Obviously they are super, super talented painters, and I wish I could paint that level. But yeah, it's just not my style of painting really that I like.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think
What do you think?
I think this is by far and away the best year in terms of paint.
Yeah.
Paint jobs. Yeah, I mean, technically, technically, these are some of the best paint jobs I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I can't knock any of them for that, but all of the paint jobs look very, very similar. The style, as you say. And it's not for me. I get, Golden Demon is probably the premier competition for painting prowess internationally. I think this is one of the most prestigious things, if not the most prestigious award you can receive for painting. And the winners are stunning pieces, but none of them really interest me. I mean, ones that kind of stand out for me were the the Chaos Sorcerer I thought was really good.
Which one was that?
Maximilian M. It's a single. It was a Youngblood one. The Youngblood gold.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And there were parts of that. I mean, if that's I'm guessing it is a Youngblood. I don't know what the age range is for that, but that person is like incredibly talented.
Yeah.
But the texture on the cape and the skirt thing, whatever it's called, is stunning. But the overall composition of the piece just not great. I didn't think. I thought the staff kind of detracted from what he'd done in quite this muted color palette. But I thought that was really different compared to all of the other ones that are in there. But perhaps that is because he is a Youngblood. That was great. None of the others were really standing out to me. I mean, I did like the Titan. I don't know what scale that was done at. And I know we talked about epic scale.
Epic scale, yeah.
Yep. So that looked kind of cool. I was there for that. And there was one of some flesh-eater courts as well that I quite liked.
Yeah.
There was some that I really didn't understand how they got on there, but whatever. And all of the other, these are very European painting style on all of these, I found.
Yeah, you've mentioned this to me before. I mean, as I say, it's not really something that I follow and that I keep up to. I don't want to say like painting trends because I think that's probably the wrong term, but do you know what I mean? I think that's something that's more you than it is me.
I think it, for me looking at these, it felt quite, I don't want to disparage any of these people because they're beautiful. I mean, the one that won, was it Angelo Di Cilo, that got the Old World Gold? Like is it the cafe woman with the, looks like water effect on the cloak? I mean, that is...
With the lightning.
Yeah. It is absolutely stunning. I mean, technically, a great composition. That is a beautiful piece, but it doesn't sell it to me. And I think this painting style that all of these folk have done is the same that we see in all of the painting competitions. And I think you hit the nail on the head with what you said. It's like, I'd like to see something different. And a lot of this painting style doesn't work for the characters that they're painted in.
Yeah.
And that's where I think, for me, this is, when I said earlier in the show that I didn't like any of this stuff, it comes down to that. None of these models captivated me. I mean, there were some really nice conversions. That Harbinger of Decay on it looks like it's part of Shrodmare from the Prince Vordry kit with the Harbinger of Decay on his back on a custom piece. And
yeah. Didn't notice that. I'm trying to.
That's beautiful. And there's another couple of bits and pieces on there. I mean, that Flesh Eater Courts one is genuinely, that's probably my favourite piece of this. But as a composition, it just feels like it's lacking something compared to some of the other diorama pieces that I've just seen at random shows. None of them feel grounded in the scene. It feels like there's
very on it. I was struggling to put this into words, but when you said grounded in this scene, do you know what it is to me? The lore is a big part of Warhammer for me, and I know it's a very obvious statement, but I get a lot of enjoyment from reading the novels. When I've pictured any of these characters in the novels, it's not how I picture them when I'm reading, and I think that's why I find hard to look past. You know, as cool as all these, we'll take the Space Wolves for example, that I've already mentioned. You cannot deny that is a beautiful paint job, right? Yep. But when you read any of the Space Wolves books, is that what you picture them in your head? It isn't for me, you know. I think that's where what am I trying to say, Wayne? That's how I kind of think about it. You know, I'd kind of want to see maybe a bit of customization, maybe some smoke coming out of the chain blade, or maybe a bit of gore in the teeth, some blood spatters, maybe just some muck around the feet. That kind of thing.
That's the thing, isn't it? I think, again, you really hit the nail there. And it's that the style of painting to win the competitions is down to, like, technical execution.
Yeah.
And application of the paint on the model. And to do some of the elements that would ground it into there, like using weathering powders, perhaps a little bit more, might, not necessarily would, but may detract a judge from seeing your technical application of it. So I can see why they don't do it.
So I think what what I'm saying is I kind of look at this with my heart, not my head.
Yeah, and I'm the same. It doesn't feel like these models, as beautifully painted as they are, fit in the world that I'm imagining, and none of it works for me. I mean, was it last year or earlier this year where we saw the Kado one that was mirrored in the water?
Yes, last year.
Last year, because I made a video about that one, and that I was like, again, the painting style, wasn't something that I was overly fanatical about, but that model, how it was done, how it was converted, how it was painted from every perspective, I thought that is deserving. That is a really great piece. I want to explore this. I want to just look at it and drink it in. And I'm not getting that, unfortunately, from any of these at all. I think, like I say, even the ones that I like more, they're too clean, they're too crisp. They look like Renaissance oil paintings in some respects. They're that good.
They're not grounded. I mean, if you look at, especially the 40k ones, they're not rim dark enough, I would say. And I mean, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to do their job or how to paint. From my perspective, and what I want to see in 40k is I want to see a bit more grit.
Yeah,
and these are too clean, as you say, for me.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Apart from that Saturnine one was quite grimdark.
Do you think?
Yeah, I thought that one was pretty cool, actually. I should mention that one. Duan Headlong?
Yeah, I know which one you mean.
Yeah,
I was looking at a second ago. I quite liked the Fulgrim, but not, again, it that kind of worked for me because Fulgrim has that level of hubris that I can imagine him looking like that. But then there's parts of it that just don't work for me on it, like how he's got the flesh pulled back and the Slanesh symbol embedded in him. It just it looks painted. It doesn't look like flesh that's pulled back. I mean, it's
okay,
amazingly well executed, but not for me. And that Dreadnought standing on the Nid on steps, it's like,
didn't notice he was standing on it.
It's got its entrails all splattered out on him, and there's blood on the floor,
but not on the Dreadnought.
But not on the Dreadnought. And it's things like that. I mean, but that is very, very well painted. But
they're all very well painted. Yeah, we can't say that they're not by any means. It's just, I think we've got, me and you have got very different ideas on the paint schemes that we like to see and the paint schemes that we want to do.
Yeah,
and none of it is kind of this golden demon idea of painting, is it?
It's not, no. But I genuinely think this year has been a leveling up of quality. I mean, that Angelo Di Cello one, I can't remember what the model's called. Is it Keeper of Secrets?
Yes, yeah.
Zoom in and look at the arm. Look at the veins in the arm, on the left-hand arm.
Oh yeah,
It's got like an amazing effect on that, and how he's like inverted the highlight and the shadow, so that the darker part is on the actual top of the muscles, and the shadow, the highlights on the inside of it, and how he's flipped that around on the other. Like, that is a level of detail that is incredible. Those veins are next level to me. I'm just like in awe of that.
The details on the cloak skirt, the cloth, the detail on the cloth,
it's nuts.
Yeah,
so well done. But I'm just not interested. It sounds disparaging, but I'm just not interested in these.
No, I don't think it does sound disparaging. I think we've been, it's very plain to see that the guys and girls here are super talented. It's just not the painting style that we particularly like, that we would choose to look at, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really do like that Fleshy Carts one, though.
Yeah, it's
liked. Yeah, how he's painted the ghouls. Those are the best looking ghouls I've ever seen. So absolutely well done. Kudos to Askel Oslan. Wonderful unit. I just wish I liked it all a bit more. Cause
I think what you can take as a positive from this is that everybody has a different idea about Warhammer and how they want things to look, and that's part of the beauty of this hobby, really, isn't it? That although we might not agree that this is the style we want to see in paint, we can still appreciate somebody's amazing work.
100%, and that's what I mean. These are amazing. If I was to pick the winner on it, the winner in the wizard one, whatever it was called. I can see why that won. But if I was just looking at this selection of models, the one that I would have thought would have won is the Age of Sigmar Silver winner with the knight, the purple knight that we were talking about earlier on the horse.
The Free Guild Cavalier.
Yeah, that's like, wow.
Yeah. It's.
I'd be interested in finding the breakdown as to why that didn't place higher.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we'll never know. We're not here to judge people's painting, far from it. But it is there for all to see. We're not judging the painting by any means. What we are doing is we're discussing that style and what that style means to us.
Yeah. So that's beautiful. It's not for me, but wow.
Yeah.
Next level is that. Wish I could paint approximating that in some way, shape, or form. But yeah. So I suppose from that then we can jump straight into Games Workshop's Mini of the Decade.
Mini of the Decade. It's almost like they stole our top 10 idea, isn't it?
You love saying that. They did. Damn you, Games Workshop. Sorry, you can have that one for free. There are some wonderful models in here.
Yeah, very much so.
And I think one of my Christmas presents might be in here.
Ah, which one?
Ionis Cryptborn. I don't know whether I want him or is it Iridian the Witness? I think I want Iridian the Witness, even though I prefer Ionis Cryptborn. But that model's actually way smaller than you think it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm indifferent to that model personally. I don't know.
I'm feeling it.
I look at that model and it kind of just makes me think of a Space Marine chaplain.
Yeah, that's why I like it.
That's why you like it.
That's why I like it. I mean, I would get rid of the mace because I don't believe in maces as weapons, and they should clearly have an axe, but everything should have an axe. And I will do a Ned swap on him as well, so that he's got a decent head.
Yeah, fair enough. I've got the Alariel the Everqueen, made it into the top 10. Almost regret not putting her in my top 10 list.
Yeah.
When we did that a couple of months?
Nah, man, it's a couple of weeks. It's a couple of episodes.
Couple of episodes. So about 4 weeks. Then.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
So Ionis Cryptborn in at number 10.
Yeah. Sorry, I've jumped ahead, haven't I? So
You've gone way ahead. Marathi.
Yeah.
An interesting one because it's 2 models.
Yes, that is true. Yeah.
Which one specifically? I mean, her transcended. Is she transcended? I'm gonna say she's transcended.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't.
I mean, these are voted for from the general public. It's not our choices.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it personally. It's not. It didn't make it to my top 10 list. So
I think it's a good model.
Again, it's a bit Fulgrim-y.
It's very Fulgrim.
Yeah.
I mean, if her and Fulgrim had a kid,
who would it be?
Yeah. So all right. So that's Marathi Kane at number 9. Alariel at number 8.
Sorry, I did jump ahead. Yeah, I really like that. I mean, that model has a lot of character. I've kind of been looking at Sylvaneth a little bit more. I'll talk about why when we get to the hobby update. I've been looking into the Sylvaneth range a little bit more. I've seen some really cool paint jobs. I think that range, and Alariel especially, you can do so many different things with the way that school works and with their lore and their background and the theme, different colours and different shades and different ideas. That's why I like that model, but I can see why that has been put in that top 10. I get why people like it. It's really cool.
It's all right. I feel I like Marathi more than this one.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of... I don't like her face.
No. I do.
Yeah, and I don't like the leafy wing. It's not for me. Yeah, it's not for me at all in that one.
I really like it. 7th.
Yeah,
we like this one.
Number 1. Should have been number 1.
Yeah.
Harbinger of Decay. Perfect model. I think this is what restarted the new appreciation of Games Workshop's recent sculpting direction, or what I hoped was going to carry on as a sculpting direction. I love this model.
Yeah, you mentioned that when we talked about it in the top 10 list.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to that, we speak at length about what our favourite top 10 models are, so check back a couple of episodes and go check that one out if you haven't. Wayne talks at length about this model, as do I, so yeah.
I'm glad it's in here.
Yeah, it deserves to be there.
Fitting that it's at number 7, being Nurgle's sacred number.
Very much so. Number 6.
Lord Croak. I was going to put this in my top 10.
Well, yeah.
This was in right up until the end when I was kind of going through it and like paring it down, I had this guy there.
I hate it. I hate it.
I'm not a fan of the model, but I'm also a fan of the model. It's like
screamed old world to me.
Really?
Yeah, just old world.
Space Lizards, old world.
It just looks like
you're on crack, mate. Plastic crack. Give over. What are you smoking? Come on.
It's not for me. I really, really dislike it. Yeah, really don't like that.
Wow.
I can't imagine ever buying that for myself. I doesn't do anything for me.
Okay. I'm probably at some point going to paint this. I really like it.
Change my mind.
I'll try. Next one, Viscit Scour.
That's really cool.
Yeah, man, this is a right model.
Yeah. I actually like that paint job on that as well. You don't look like you do, but
I mean, you're right. It's not for me.
No,
it's not for me. I think I prefer it to Games Workshop's normal style, but yeah, this style on that model is too clean for me. It don't.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
It makes the sculpt look not as cool as it is to my eye.
What would you do different?
Everything. Yeah, I wouldn't have it. I mean, he's supposed to be the avatar of the Owned Rat, innit? Prophet of the Owned Rat, whatever. And that doesn't speak to me of vermin and pestilence and plague and this skittering.
It needs to be mucky, is what you say.
It needs to be mucky, and it doesn't have the grandeur that I would associate with something of that stature.
Okay.
It feels like it's not where it needs to be in the world. If it wasn't the Prophet of the Horned Rat and it was just a physical character rather than something that's supposed to be like an ethereal, celestial, whatever you want to call it, manifestation of a god-like entity, it doesn't read as that to me. It just reads as a large monster.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair actually.
I don't think that works for me, but yeah, it's the sculpt beautiful, the paint job technically great on that. I think it's a bit high at number 5 personally, but not for me.
I'll tell you what, you lead at number 4. I feel like you need to.
Prince V.
Prince
V. Prince V.
Yeah.
Prince Bordrai, Lord of the Crimson Keep. Hell yeah. This is, I mean, it could have been number 1. This is a ridiculous model. This model is, I'm painting this at the moment. It is next level, like, vampire batshit crazy. It's just cool. Not just because he's like an angry looking bald vampire on a zombie dragon. He's an angry looking bald vampire on a zombie dragon that's ridiculously well sculpted, dude. Yeah. I mean, there's no two ways about him. Look at this gentleman.
I was really surprised when I saw it round at yours, seeing it in person, even though it was unpainted at the time, looking at it's very striking.
This is just, I could wax lyrical about this, and this. But so I've got more of an appreciation for painting it now.
Yeah.
Than ever before. I mean, there's things about it that I would like to see changed, but I mean, even if you got rid of Shroudmire, how you pronounce the dragon's name, and just have Vordrai on that throne thing that he's sitting on, it's beautiful. Yeah. That is the best vampire head that they've done by a significant margin for me. And the armor detail, that arm, I mean, he just looks like an absolute unit, doesn't he? I mean, he's not messing about. He is biting necks from dusk till dawn. I mean, this man is just like out for blood. And he doesn't care where it's coming from, but it better be goddamn tasty. I mean, look at the man's face. These are some big old fangs he's got there. He's going to mess you up. And he's going to call his boys in, and they're going to mess you up as well. And it's going to be a bloodbath. It's like that scene from Blade where it's like, raining down blood in the nightclub, and it's just like piled in, and all these vampires are going like mental. Oh yeah, Vordrai, you absolute G. What's in at 3?
I'm gonna let you take the lead on that one.
It's Archon as well. This is another guy. I mean, look at this man. He's a unit and a half in it. I mean, this is a Chaos Warrior if ever there was one. He's not just a Chaos Warrior. He's the Chaos Warrior.
I showed your work in progress picture of your paint job to Soph last night because she picked out that model. She was just having a look through to see what the hell we talk about, and she was like, "That's a cool model." I was like, "Oh, let's pay that one."
Ah, right. Yeah. Oh, good. This is a cracking model as well. It's huge. I mean,
Yeah,
size shouldn't
he's
matter, but
massive.
this is a big boy. And if you put him on a big old base, it's even bigger. I don't know where to put this. It's hard to take him upstairs into my studio.
Yeah.
And put him in the background because I don't have a case big enough for him. It's stupidly big.
Good job. You're not getting a Titan then.
It is, isn't it? I'm going to go out there and say, as much as I enjoyed painting this guy, as badass as I think he looks, I think this has aged not particularly well. Like, how war dry is below this guy. I would have even put the rat dude higher than...
I think I would have. Yeah, I would have. I mean, I'm not a big fan of that range on the whole, I'll be honest.
No, that's fair.
So, yeah, I can appreciate that model when I've seen yours. You know, when I've seen the scale of it, I can see why people like it. It's not for me.
Yeah. I mean, it is wonderful, and it's a great kit. You get a lot for your money, but I think this is too high, and I would have put him more, maybe 7.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, somewhere around there. Number 2.
I'm going to let you talk about this one as well.
Mate. It's one of my Jesus models. It's Big B, Bad Boy Balakor, Dark Master. Oh, this guy's an absolute G or a B. I love it. I love this model. I love Bellicor. I just love how absolute badass he is. He just doesn't care. He doesn't care, man. You know what he doesn't do? Care. And he doesn't care to any of the Chaos Gods. He's just... This is a great model.
It is, and I've got to say, I'm always a champion for...
Chaos champion.
Yeah, for your paint jobs. Seeing what you've done with that model is amazing. I really like it. Dude. Tell the people where they can see what you've done with this model.
Forge of Solace on Instagram, or I'm not sure when this video is going to be out. I think.
Oh, right. Well, keep your eyes peeled if it's not actually on there yet.
It's not. No, I think we're only on episode 10. So I've
hang on. Work in progress pictures are on the Discord. Come and see them on the Discord.
But yeah, I think the completed pictures are on Instagram.
Oh,
the actual painting process video won't go out until the end of January, probably even later. I think we're on episode 10 of the series, and there's 21 videos. So it's an entire army painting project where I've painted every single unit in the Slaves to Darkness range.
Anyway, that's enough plugging your channel. You've done a really cool job on that, and
like, follow and subscribe.
I really like what you've done with it. Honestly, I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass because I'm your friend. Like, it's a seriously good paint job, and it's very different to what you see from Games Workshop, I would say.
I tried something totally different with it.
Yeah.
Before I mean, I tried something different.
Oh,
and
before
I stripped it and started over.
Oh, I didn't realise.
So I was going to paint it all completely black and then do, because I don't know if you know the law for Bellicor. He's supposed to be like wreathed in mist and stepping out of shadow like his blade is supposed to be.
You don't remember telling me a Warhammer world when we were looking at it?
No, I don't. But I was going to do him glowing from the inside, so there was literally no highlight at all on the muscles, and it was all glowing. Yeah, and it didn't work on this model, so... Yeah, but wonderful. Again, I don't think this would have put him as second choice. He is a fantastic sculptor.
I think he deserves to be that high up, to be honest, personally.
Yeah, I would have maybe put... he's in the top 5.
Okay.
I'm not sure he comes higher than the Harbinger of Decay.
Fair, yeah. Okay, well...
And number 1?
Number 1 is, drumroll please, Usherin, Mortarch of Delusion. Now, I love this one. I really do. I'm actually quite happy this was at number 1. I couldn't have put this guy in my top 10 because we didn't go for that kind of model, did we? If we were looking at the centerpiece models, probably would have been at number 1 in my list, or at least up there. I really like this. I don't really know why I like this model. Is when when I got back into the hobby, this one just really jumped out at me when I saw a picture of it, and I had to be like, "Who is this guy?" And I had to read up on some of his lore and then look at the rest of the range. I think he's the nicest model in that range.
Oh yeah,
probably. I always, when I first saw it, it reminded me of that Angron model, where he's kind of hunched over. I think that's why I liked it, because there was a kind of bit of frame of reference. But I love that model. He just looks super angry, evil, aggressive. I understand why people have voted into it at number 1. I really like it. What do you think?
I used to really like it.
Yeah.
And then I read the Flesh Eater Cult Spell film, and now I don't. No, I think the model is. I don't think it's number 1.
No,
not for me.
Okay.
No, it's a great sculpt. I do want to paint it at some point.
I'd be really interested to see what you would do differently.
It was a potential Christmas present. I genuinely do want to paint him, but I don't think this is better than Vordry.
Okay.
I don't think it's better than Be'lakor.
Okay.
And it's definitely in the top 5 for me, I would say. But I don't. Yeah, it's not number 1.
Okay. Well, conflicting reports there, but I think it's really cool that they've done this. It's interesting to see what the top 10 was. It'd be interesting to know how many people voted. But there's a lot of evil-looking models in that top 10, aren't there?
There is.
Yeah, which is...
There is. There's no good... Is there any goodies in it? Oh, there's a Lariel who is morally ambiguous.
There's Lord Croak. What would you class Lord Croak?
Space Lizard. Technically it's Order, isn't it? Grandalite's
Order. Yeah. Alariel.
Technically Order, but she's a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
And I suppose Ionis Cryptborn also... Do you know what? I would say Ionis Cryptborn compared to Iridan the Witness. I'd swapped him out for Iridan the Witness.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Ionis Cryptborn in the slightest. Then again, I'm not a big fan of that range on the whole either. I know why everybody loves them, but it was good to see that range wasn't flooded in this top 10. I was quite happy with that.
Totally.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was quite pleased with some of the results in there, and I'm glad Alariel the Ever Queen and Usher and like we said, the Harbinger of Decay. Definitely agree with them ones.
Yeah. So it was interesting to see what the wider community thought, and I think there's parity from what we were saying in our list. I mean, I think we were actually going to do this list, weren't we? Interestingly,
we
all of these top 10 models at some point, other than the Harbinger of Decay. Just let me make sure I'm right here.
Did you vote? Sorry.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Guess who I voted for?
Yeah. Guess who I voted for?
Alariel.
Nah.
Harbinger of Decay.
I've got track.
Yeah.
Didn't even make the top 10.
All of the models other than Harbinger of Decay, arguably Lord Croak, but I don't think so. All of them are centerpiece models.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, that's true. Shame Gotrek didn't make
that is very interesting. So we can still do our list of models.
Yeah. Cool. We'll get there eventually.
That was an enjoyable one. I'm hoping we're going to get some of the other Mortarks on the back of Usher.
Yeah.
So we need new Manfred.
Yeah.
I need new Manfred. I need more bald, angry vampires in my life.
I just sit opposite one in front of a microphone.
Boom. Speaking of bald, angry vampires, vampires you want to talk about space vampires.
Oh,
so let's go into the next segment. That was your mouth show.
That was a segue.
It was, wasn't it? Don't open it yet, because first we've got something coming up before we get into it.
A figure of myth and wrath, the Sanguinor appears only in the darkest hour. Is he the noble spirit of Sanguinius reborn, or a timeless guardian preserved by divine grace? Some call him nothing but rage given form, but others swear that he walks among the blood angels when all hope seems lost. He wears a white hot helm, shaped in the image of the angelic Primarch, the helm seared to flesh, binding the herald forever. In battles so dire that few survive, his presence is recorded only in secret tomes. Yet every recount reveals the same truth. At the brink, the herald rises.
As we've just heard, it is the Sanguinor, Exemplar of the Host this time round. What do you think of that?
It's all right. I don't like it. Yeah, it's a new sculpt.
It's an updated sculpt.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know how new it is, but it's, certainly not the old one.
What, in recent years?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always been a favourite of mine. Old sculpt when I was younger and the updated version now.
Maybe it's the Games Workshop paint job for it. It's not for me.
Okay.
I don't think. I feel I've seen other paint jobs that I've liked. I don't like the wings.
Oh, do you not?
No. I really don't like the wings.
I like it that this model practically floats. To me, it's a really dynamic mid-air pose. I really like it.
I think it's the head. I think it's the head and the wings that I don't like.
Okay.
I don't think... Is there a Sisters of Battle one that looks a lot like this?
Yeah, Saint something or
Is it Celestine?
Saint Celestine? Yeah.
Is it?
Saint.
Oh yeah. It is. It is. Yeah, I mean, I can see why you would. I could see why you'd like it. It's a cool pose. I'm just not. What do you really like about it?
To me, he's basically sculpted as if he's a painting in motion. I really like this. Honestly, it's one of those minis that it looks alive even when it's unpainted. It's something I've always wanted to paint. I've not done it yet because I want to do it justice. I want to level up with my painting, which we'll talk about on the hobby update. I've seen so many amazing paint jobs for him. People doing non-metallic metals, people doing Death Company conversions. It's just one of the minis that epitomizes what 40k is to me. It's his lore. It's that classic 40k thing. Is he real? Is he faith made flesh? Is this like a divine intervention? Is it mass hallucination of the blood angels from the gene coded things? I don't know. Every chapter has heroes, right? Yeah. Only the blood angels have got someone that might be a god, right? That's peak 40k melodrama, and I think I think this model really does that justice for me. It's instantly recognizable is what it is. It's always been one of my favorites, even the old sculpt.
That's fair.
I just wanted to talk about it. I wanted to see what you thought, really, because we've not had this conversation about this before, have we? We've not.
I definitely think it's the paint job. I've just had a quick look at some other people's paint jobs. Yeah, it's the Games Workshop paint job. Yeah. I see what you're saying about the pose, and I get I think they've missed a trick by not putting him on like a flying stand or making him, so it looks higher up. Yeah, because that's why I've just had a quick look at Saint Celestine as well, and she's much higher. Yeah, and it's a very similar pose.
Yeah, she got white armor. Are we thinking of the same model now? Show me.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
So the functionally, you would think it's just the male and female version of the same character almost.
Yeah, I think.
They are. They've even got the same high and halo pretty much.
Yeah, it might be the same sculptor.
Yeah, but you see how much higher she is on the thing. She has
to be that over it. She's shorter.
True.
But I know what you mean. Yeah.
But I think if he was a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But he's got that more there's very real. Yeah,
the wings are taller. I think. Do you know why I'm happy with him not being taller? Because he, as we heard in the reading, he appears at these moments of great peril when the Blood Angels or their successors are facing annihilation. I like that he's down almost at ground level, as if he's come down from the heavens to help. I don't know if this is me looking too much into this or just because I love the Blood Angels lore, but it does tell that story that he is just sort of appeared out of nowhere. He's come down in that pose to help when all else is lost. That sculpt it really sells that narrative to me.
I see where you're coming, but you are selling it to me now. You are selling it to me. I would. Looking at the model, this is not one that I've genuinely ever looked at before, not closely. Yeah. But I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I think I would like to paint this.
Yeah. Yeah, because you do differently to that paint job.
I would make it look less like a Space Marine.
Okay.
Not in a. He looks very physical.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I would try and make it look more saintly. I would lean. There's clearly almost like Italian vibes to it on how it's Italian vibe. He's got that Renaissance style to it. So I'd lean into more of that. That's how they've got the Iron Halo. I would paint it so there'd be some OSL on here as well. I would definitely change the base a little bit, and I would almost have some more of these, the scrolls.
Yeah,
I would use some green stuff perhaps, and I'd sculpt some more scrolls to kind of frame him. Okay, and I perhaps give him some larger wings. But if I was going to just keep it as it is, I would definitely put some scrolls behind him. But the way that I would paint the wings, I would have it so that it was darker around the apex of the wings coming in, so that it would frame his face, and I would definitely make the focal point more of his face.
Okay.
So it almost looked like when you see the Renaissance things, and it got the halo behind them, and it's giving them that backlight and making them stand out. So it's looks like I'd try and lean more into that, and I think that's what it is, because it looks to me from the reading we just heard, and from what you're telling me, and from what I kind of know a little bit, but nothing too much. Is almost like this, like a spectre coming into being, and this looks too physical. It looks like there's a guy in the armor.
I think that paint job looks a bit flat. It doesn't look like a guy in armor when he is known as the Golden Angel. Like he's supposed to be this mysterious, godly, otherworldly, almost, is he real, is he not kind of figure. So yeah, I get where you're coming from, but I think this is one of the times for me where the sculpt does the lore justice, and I really don't like when it's the other way around, just to me, it's one of them models that I always liked, as I said, even back as a teenager, seeing the first iteration of the Sanguinor really grabbed me, and I never did anything with it because I just looked at it and thought, I can't paint that. And yeah, I want to be in a position, maybe at this time next year, where I have painted him and I'm happy with him. Okay. That's going to be a bit of a hobby goal for me, I think. 2026, I'm going to try and use as more of a learning year to try and level up my painting, and with the goal of painting some of these models that I've liked for years and years like that. Just, not to play with because, we're not playing 40k, but it looks like it'd be a cool model to have and be proud of putting it on a shelf kind of thing, It's interesting that Games Workshop have used non-metallic metal on this. Yeah, it is, isn't it? I was like, wow. My initial comment about the helmet, looking from the side view of it, is different. I don't think the photography on this is particularly great. So, yeah, I would definitely. I think you're right. This is a cool model. I've never looked at it closely before. I've not really had a reason, but yeah, this is an interesting one, dude. I like his the flip side when you've got Astaroth the Grim as well. It's a very similar model, but I think that's probably more your style, isn't it?
It is. I do like that model. I was going to use it for something. I was going to use it as a base for a conversion for my kill team.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that before. Yeah. But if you look at things like the feet on the armor, there's a little bit of crossover there, where you've got the toes to
the thing in it. Yeah,
I always think that they're almost like two sides of the same coin. With the one's darker, one's angelic. One looks evil, one looks not. I think that's a really cool thing. But yeah, toying with the idea of putting Astaroth the Grim in, but I think the Sanguinor just tops him for me. I'm going to look at them both side by side. Man, that is an expensive model for what it is. How much is it?
£30.
Yeah,
like $48 or something in US money. 49.
I suppose you should mention that. I did notice that we do have quite a lot of American listeners. So, hello from across the pond.
Hello there. Yeah, I just had a quick butcher's at Astaroth the Grim.
Yeah,
his wings are better. Same price. His face looks a bit funky. I don't like the hair, but yeah, the I think I'd convert him up, but I do like his armor more. But that kind of armor for me is he just reads as flesh tearers. And I would love.
Oh, an Astaroth.
Yeah.
The
wings are like a lot. But yeah, it's an interesting choice. I may, if I see this at the FLGS and it's cheap at any point, I may pick it up and I may have a paint of it.
Have a dabble. Yes.
Yeah, it'd be fun to see what I could do with that one and see if you've introduced me to something I want to try.
Well, that's good.
I think you have that, dude.
Happy days. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say. Next time it'll be back to you to choose next one, so
get the pressures on. And listeners, it's me again, Future Editing Wayne here. How are you doing? I hope you're well and you're enjoying the podcast so far. I just wanted to apologise for this part. We were getting pretty tired and we hadn't had as much caffeine. I certainly hadn't had as much caffeine as I'd normally have at this point in the evening when we recorded this. So we sound a little bit more chilled, a little bit more lethargic, a little bit slower. And it doesn't sound great when I'm editing it. I don't like it. So I thought I'd just drop this note in here and let you guys know why we sounded like that. Yeah, sometimes we need to perhaps do these things a little bit earlier and talk a little bit less when we're not recording, but it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed it anyway, and let us know with comments, likes, subscribes, all of those good things. Do leave us reviews as well. We forgot to say that. If you can leave us a review anywhere, that really helps the podcast get out there and hopefully find a wider audience of people that want to hang out and talk about all of this Warhammer goodness with us. Anyway, back to the show. self-indulgent hobby time. Then, what have you been up to of late, Will?
Probably not as much as you. As I mentioned at the start, I had a week off, went away for a few days, so no real physical hobby to speak of. I have played some Space Marine 2, played some with you. I have finished the campaign as well, finally, because you were on at me to do that. I bought the Space Wolves Champion Pack DLC. I'm looking forward to get some more sessions with you under my belt. I think we're thinking maybe tomorrow night, maybe Sunday, if the moon and the stars align and we can tie that up, we'll get on there. I think we're playing with one of the guys from Discord as well, potentially, aren't we?
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
So if anybody ever wants to have a bash on Space Marine 2 with us, again, join the Discord. Come and tell us why you like the game and come play with us. But apart from that, what else have I done? I started reading The Wolf Time by Gav Thorpe. Yeah, not really made enough headway to form an opinion on it yet. I've seen there's a bit of a love or hate divide on this book, judging by some of the reviews online. But I just wanted to get some more up-to-date lore because I picked up the Hounds of Mordkai box for cheap on eBay, just for a little project to try and move away from my usual speed painting style, and as a little passion project and possible kill team. So I kind of mentioned just before then I'm looking to level up my painting going forward. I've been back in the hobby for probably about a year now.
Yeah.
I think I've done more than I thought I would have in this time. I think my painting has got better as I've been going along. I think I'm ready to try something new. We did have a bit of a discussion on our Discord about this. One of the guys asked us about using contrast paints.
Oh, yeah, we didn't know what we were talking,
Yeah, and I've been using the Army Paint as speed paints, primarily for my Nighthorn, which I think they turned out really well for the Nighthorn, just how they are with the Ghost. It works really well, and I'll continue to do that for the continuity with that army. I just wanted to flex my muscles a bit, level up, and this is the start of that, really. So I'll post some pictures as I go on the Discord and on my Instagram at Will of the Wings if you want to have a look, and I'll keep you posted, of course. Sorry, dogs just come join us.
Can we get involved? Do we need a moose segment?
Do we? No.
He's like, yeah.
I'm not going to talk.
Dogs are 40k.
Apart from that, I picked up the Spikewood box for us to play on the Worlds. I'm going to keep the Sylvaneth. You've got the Helsmiths, so you can scratch that itch that we mentioned earlier. So yeah, interested to see what you're going to come up with there. It's going to cost you down the line, but I'm interested to see what you do with them, and we'll get his head around the rules because it's not something we've actually played yet. So
it's not.
You did bring the rules with you, so I'm going to have a look this weekend. But yes, if you want to hear about that, we'll be talking about that on the podcast.
I do have that terrain for Underworlds as well.
Oh, yeah, ages ago. That on eBay.
Yeah, a while back.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, that aside, I've also been working on a bit more on my Path to Glory lore. I got some cool ideas from my trip away, actually.
Oh, cool.
There's some haunted castles and windswept coastal ruins, so it got my creative juices flowing a bit. I did mention to you while I was up there, I kind of wanted to build a castle. Like a ruined castle, like to set it in Shaiish.
A model castle, not an actual castle.
Yeah, sorry, a model castle, to scale, not an actual castle. So yeah, maybe that's something I'll look at down the line. But that's about it really.
That's still a fair bit, dude.
Yeah, it's been more of the mental side of the hobby than the physical side. But I've got a pretty free weekend. Gonna get some hobby time in. I think I'm gonna get the Hounds of Mordkai built. Hopefully tomorrow night, unless we play Space Marine 2. Take it from there. Give some painting a go over the weekend. I think weather's going to be pretty nappy.
Yeah.
I had some busy weekends recently, so it'd be nice to stay at home, out of the rain and wind, and do a bit of painting. Yeah.
Right here.
Sorry, one last thing I forgot.
Yes.
Picked up the Soulbound.
You did, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, got that on vintage. Really cheap.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's if you look up there, it's just on the shelf up there. Yeah, it's It's I wouldn't say it's well read. It looks like it might have been chucked down the road. It's just there's some dings in the cover, but that's to go in line with the Ulfenkarn expansion that you bought.
Indeed.
So that's something to tie in with Path to Glory down the line. So yeah, got that to read. I think that's about it for me. What about you?
Crikey. It's a lot.
Sorry. Is that it? Yeah, that's it.
You sure? You quite no, man, that's way more than you told me about that you done. It seems like there's a
I think there's some. I think I'm in a really good period at the moment with backlog. You might disagree with that. I'm kind of keeping the fire slayers to the back. I still got quite a lot of them to do, but I'm going to wait and see if anything's released before I do anything else with them. You know, I've got the chosen axes for Underworlds that done. I've got a fully painted spearhead. Don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be my focus for AOS for the foreseeable. So you know, they're not going anywhere. I've got a magma drop in a box to build.
You've got two sets of spearhead terrain to build and paint. Well, that you could build and paint. Then
they are all built, and some of them at least have a base card on.
Even the Crimson Cohort stuff I gave you.
No, not that.
Oh no,
I've not built that.
So if you built the one that I didn't bring with us and painted, we could play Sand and Bone.
Yeah, we could. All right. Well, there you go. I have got some work to do, but but yeah,
another job.
Enough about me. Oh, hang on. There was a point I was trying to make there. I thought I was in a good place with hobby, but you've just shattered that illusion. So,
what with the many dwarf armies that you have half built and painted? It's like we need more dwarf. It's only a small project.
I think I'm in a position now where I don't feel pressure to finish some things that I've got started. I've got the Overlord's spearhead that is unfinished, but I've got plenty of other stuff to be playing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't really feel a massive drive to paint them at the moment because the next time we play Spearhead, I'm going to play with Nighthaunt.
Yeah.
Because I've only played with them in Spearhead once. So yeah, I want to get some more reps for them under the belt. So I don't feel in a massive rush to finish painting them. That I'm going anywhere. And yeah, you know, as I said, the Hounds of Morkai is going to be to try a different style of painting, and that's just a bit of fun because I haven't painted a lot of 40k stuff for quite a while, and yeah, this is very different models to Nighthaunt. So just wanted a bit of a change of pace. So
side projects are good.
Yeah,
by palette repression, it's nice to do a couple of different styles.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout to Sai the Ogre, who's in our Discord. He's been painting up some Space Wolves, and he's
really nice ones.
Really nice. That's what gave me the inspiration, to be honest. He, I think we answered one of his questions on the last couple of podcasts. He's been painting up some really cool looking Space Wolves. So yeah, go check him out on Instagram as well, Sai the Ogre. I don't think that's his name actually. Apologies, I'll come back to that at a different time. But yeah, he's painted some really cool Space Wolves, and it kind of just gave me that bit of a spark, right? Yeah, I really like Space Wolves. You know, going back years and years, painted them as a teenager. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to give that a go. So anyway, I'm rambling. What have you been up to?
A fair bit, I think. I feel like I've done a watch.
At Paint When I Can. That's his Instagram handle.
It's what?
At Paint When I Can.
Okay, I feel I should have known that. I'll definitely give him a follow as well, because I don't think I am. I've read of me. So, what am I on with? I've played a watch of Space Marine 2. I've been leveling up my assault and my heavy on various modes just so that I can get the tasty different bits of armor sorted out.
Yeah, I like how you've styled your Marines on Space Marine 2.
I've got some more stuff now since you last.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I've gone all in.
Nice. Hopefully I'll see you over the weekend.
I'm happy. I feel like they should have told you how the currency worked in some type of.
Yeah, we kind of had to figure that out ourselves, didn't we?
But there's more.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's more. But now I got that. The only thing that I think I don't have is the Xenos Phase Blade.
That does look pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got a different stat line as well. I think I'm pretty certain it's got a different stat line, which is annoying. But so I will have to do some of the stratagems. But yeah, I've been really enjoying playing that. And I've tried a couple of different modes as well now. So I've done a bit of the PvP Eternal War stuff.
Yeah, you sent me a picture of one that you were playing the other night that I haven't played. So
I really struggled with it. Like,
it's tough, this game.
There were 5-6 games where I literally got 0 kills.
Really? Oh, that was like
really.
When I was playing a non-Warhammer related game called Hell Let Loose, I was going through levels and levels getting 0 kills. So I know what that feeling's like.
It was. I didn't enjoy it, but I persevered, and then I started to do all right. I think it's a case of finding the classes that I enjoyed playing as, because it basically resets your tree as well. So you start from scratch, level 0 on.
Oh, okay.
So it's a different progression tree.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that was interesting as well. because I didn't have the stuff I wanted. I was like, I'll play as Assault. I don't have my Thunderhammer. What is going on?
So you get used to playing a certain style.
And that didn't work. But then I kind of flipped back to Heavy, which is one of the natural classes in games that I tend to lean towards.
I think when we started playing the first couple of times we played together, you were playing as Heavy, weren't you?
Yeah. And that, for me, in that style of game, or that game mode, the PvP, Eternal War stuff, I enjoyed it way more. Way more. So that was a good one. So I won't go on loads about Space Marine 2 because I'm sure everybody's playing it anyway. I've done a wodge of painting. So obviously, we talked earlier, and I've got my Slaves to Darkness now finished.
Completed it, mate.
Completed it, all of it. Technically not all of it now because they released the bloody
they released that
Warhammer thing. So I've got him to do, but since I've already painted that unit representative in the game, I'm going to take out one and do a diorama with it later down the line or something. So
do you have it?
Yeah. I got it last weekend. So I've got all my Slaves to Darkness done. I've also painted another test scheme for another Iron Jaw. So I painted an Iron Jaw for my friend as a present. Did a couple of orcs for him. Didn't like how he wanted the Iron Jaw painted, and he wanted it painted pretty classic Iron Jaw. Yeah, I didn't like it, and I was like, well, what would an Iron Jaw look like if I was to paint it, and how I would represent that? So I had a fair few fun painting projects. As I say, Slaves to Darkness off. I needed some palette cleansers, so I smashed out an Iron Jaw, the Swamp Caller boss that was in my list. Yeah, did him in the Pot Grot. Really happy with how they turned out.
I saw them actually. Yeah, that was really cool.
Had a and I smashed them out. That was like I did them in like an evening a bit.
You tell me off when I go on holiday, but look at how much you got done.
I know. Maybe you should start off more. I painted a zombie chef for Halloween.
Yeah, you did.
And I've had that printed out for ages. It was an STL I got from somewhere, and I really liked it. So I painted that out as a little gift for the missus. And
I didn't know it was her.
Yeah, well, she occasionally I'm nice. It's like, she doesn't like Warhammer and stuff. So I'm like, here, have a zombie chef. Boom. I did this for you. I love you. She's a Warhammer widow. She got me a cup saying I'm a Warhammer widow.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's true.
Well, she knows.
I could be doing worse stuff, couldn't I? I could be like doing crack on the corner instead of just doing plastic crack in the studio.
Mentioned crack.
I like crack. Plastic crack. All right. Don't judge me. It's fine. We all have as vices, Will.
We do, yeah.
It's just that, like, this one is way more expensive than drugs.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
And I painted another orc. I did a Warcrafty style orc, another one that was printed out. And that was my test scheme for how I would potentially paint some other orcs. So I did all three of these orcs that I've done.
Yeah.
I painted in a different colorway to skin because I don't like green-skinned orcs. Or traditionally green skin orc.
What colour was the skin on the quote-unquote Warcraft orc?
Purple. Purple with so orcs tend to be traditionally painted, though they're just green.
Yeah.
Everything's green. Yeah. We return them as green skins. Whereas what I wanted to get to was there was an element of green there, but it wasn't predominantly green skin. So there is like a green tinge to the higher points in the skin where it's thinnest. So I learned into the phenotype of the orc's beam fungus.
Yeah.
And I imagine that would be like under the skin, almost like how plants, I can't remember what it's called. What's it called when the plants are... Oh, man, I'm having man brain.
Photosynthesis,
yeah. So I imagined like the chlorophyll or whatever under the skin would give the green tinge to what would naturally be a pinkish hued skin.
Yeah. This is why we mentioned this when we were doing our top 10 list.
Yeah.
What was the model? Swamp Collar Shaman. Yeah. We mentioned it then, didn't we? I didn't know you'd actually start doing that. That's cool.
So, well, that's why I painted these three orcs to try different techniques of doing. Because I want to get like I'll get onto it in a minute, but I've got some orcs, goblinoids to paint. So that was kind of why I wanted to go down this route. So tried a couple of different recipes. That was really good fun. I had a lot of fun painting those, and
I'm glad you had some fun doing it because I know that the Slaves was.
I really enjoyed painting Be'lakor.
Dragged yourself to the finish.
Really, yeah. And I saved Be'lakor and Archaon right to the end.
Yeah.
As a reward. and I can't paint it any other way. I can't do like a unit of chaff and then a reward and a unit. I've got to get the chaff out of the way, but I have to do everything in block. So by that time, I was burnt out with your slaves.
So that's why.
It's done now. I'm not painting another range ever again. I don't think.
It will. It'll be Helsmiths next. I'm telling you.
It won't. It'll be fleshy at cards. So I'm pretty done. But anyway. So what else have I been doing then? So I've built all of the spearhead for the Glimspike Gits.
Yep.
Plus a couple of extra units on there. So I've got some Sniffless Snaffers.
Oh yeah,
Snufflers.
Something like that. Yeah.
Snarky.
Snacky sniff.
Snacker, sniff. Yeah, that was some pig squigs that sniffle out truffles.
Yeah.
Probably for them and get higher. They're all done. The Troggoths are all done and built. We've got bases sorted out for them all, and now I'm going to paint them.
Nice.
I've got all of the Flesh Eater Court spearheads built now. I'm missing 2 models for the second spearhead.
Which ones?
The Flappy Boys and the Army Boys. So Crypt Flayers and... The Crypt Flayers are the bat-winged ones that are the old sculpt.
Yeah.
And the other variant that comes in the kit, the Crypt Horror.
Crypt Horror? Yeah.
Yeah, so I need those. Technically, I've already got them because I've got them in my Flesh Eater Court's army.
Could you not proxy them with something else?
I could do, yeah. I've been looking for some sculpts, but I can't find any nice STL sculpts that I like that will proxy them out. So we'll see. But I've got 20 ghouls, so I've made viable units for AOS as well. So 20 ghouls worth.
Yeah, I remember you saying
I've got the Malbeg Knights, I've got the Arch Region, and I've got a wodge of Flesh Eaters to paint.
Yeah.
They're all built, primed, sub-assembled, ready to go.
Nice.
I've got the Blades of the Hollow King.
Yeah.
Got them read. They're next once I finish Vordry. I'm 90% done with Prince Vordry. 90% done with the Vampire Lord and Nightmare Steed.
Yep.
And that's pretty much the...
Is that your Path to Glory one?
Yeah, well, there will be used as my Path to Glory one, I think. Annoyingly, I'm not sure, I need to double check this, but I don't think you can have a generic Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon anymore. I think it's named only, and I think it's board right where it's...
We can work around that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say you can't have that.
I do have a spare Vordry.
I think we can figure out a way to make that work.
Yeah.
You'd do it for me.
Well, I was very kindly given another Prince Vordry. Not the entire model, just literally Prince Vordry. So if I can take my Path to Glory character, Torrik Cindervane, and mount him on something, I have him. I just need to get the thing that I will mount him on, whatever that may be. So I need to check out.
You've got heavy readers mount.
Yeah.
Okay. If we can find a way to have the Zombie Dragon, we'll do it.
If we can, that would be fine. If we can't, then damn, I'll have to buy another cool model.
Oh, what a shame.
On top of it.
What a shame.
I've got also, the last things that I finished building, I've done the bases for my 2 Mega Gargants.
Oh, nice.
I've done now, and they're ready to start painting, so that's good. And I've obviously got my normal Man-Eater Gargants done, so that's 3. So that's the Spearhead, Sons of Bahamut Spearhead, and also with the 2 Mega Gargants that I've got and the Sons of Bahamut, that gives me a nice little AOS force to play with. So they're all done, ready to paint. That's my next painting project.
Take a breath. Any more?
I think that's all of the painting.
Do I need to go on holiday more often?
Possibly.
For you to get through your backlog?
I mean, it does. Sometimes I have to smash through. I wish I was there through my backlog, but I'm getting there. I finally read the 10th anniversary issue of White Dwarf.
What did you think?
It's not worth it.
I agree.
It's like, it was fine, but I smashed it. Obviously, I've read the Helsmiths of Hashut.
Yep.
And I bought that bad boy. And I read the Underworld's Emberguard rule book, which I'm not going to lie, I find really confusing. And when we play it, you're going to have to all man, because I really struggled with that.
That's fine. I mean, you taught me how to play Spearhead and brought me back into this whole thing. So, yeah, I suppose it's my turn. But I have had a look when you first got it, when I was round at yours. I felt like it made sense just reading it. I think we'll be fine with it. I think I'll probably just explain it to you. The way, when we first started playing Spearhead, you explained the rules to me in a way that were very different to how they were read, and it really helped. So I'll try and do something similar with this.
Fingers crossed. I was super confused. I was like, "This is a mistake. This is not for me."
We'll get it. We're smart. I mean, you've got degrees and stuff. Like, we'll get it.
Fingers. We'll see. We'll see. I might get. I might not.
You will.
You're hopeful. You're hopeful. I'll try my hardest. Will. And I watched the first 3 episodes of Sigmar's Toll.
I haven't watched them yet.
Wait for the 4th episode to come out.
Is it good?
It's all right.
Yeah. Worth a watch.
It's definitely worth a watch. I think the tone of it's really weird, and there's some jarring bits in it that I think Skaven and just portrayed not particularly well. I also noticed that they must have been working on this for ages, because some of the stuff in the animation is the launch reveal stuff that they used for 4th edition box set.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they must have been working on it for a while.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've been working on it for ages, but I didn't think it'd be quite that long.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm certain it's some of the stuff that they had for Skaventide.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that, actually.
Skaventide? It's good. Nice. It's Skaventide.
Skaventide is, yeah. But no, I'm looking forward to watching that, actually. Yeah, we'll talk about that maybe when how many episodes are coming?
There's 4.
There's 4. Maybe when the 4's out, we can talk about.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, cool.
And then finally, a wodge of stuff that I bought that I haven't looked at. Helsmiths of Hashut Battle Tome. I bought the Usheron audiobook that I've not listened to yet, so that's
nice.
We'll be listening to while I'm painting the Flesh Eater Courts.
That'd be cool.
The Morbid Minions box set for Underworld. So I finally now have the one model. I bought the entire box set for one freaking model, which is the White King and the Sons of Velmorn.
Yeah.
So he will also be my White King. In my Soulblight Gravelord army.
Much nicer than the existing White King.
Ridiculous. It's like why they did that. But also now I have some little passion projects that I can paint. So I want to do my take on Nighthaunt, which is going to take me forever, because as I explained to you what it is, I don't think I'm technically able. I mean, it would be those Golden Demon levels of paint I need to do this, but
give it a go. Don't do yourself a disservice. I'd be really interested to see what you do with them, knowing how I've done them, and having practically done them, to see what you think to them. Did that make sense?
It made sense.
Yeah,
it made sense.
It is getting late.
It is getting very late.
We have both worked all day, and it is 10 o'clock at night.
It is. We're getting there.
We are.
Like I said, I got some more ghouls.
I did, yeah.
And then I accidentally bought a wodge of books as well.
Yeah, they just fell into your hands.
I didn't mean to. So I recently completed my Age of Sigmar collection.
Yes, you did.
Up until 4th edition stuff. So I'd only been buying the 4th edition books that I wanted, other than the accidental purchase of the Helsmiths, which was absurdly cheap.
Yeah.
And now I've started to collect 40k books again. So I've got 5 of the core rule books.
Yeah.
6 potentially if I win the auction.
Yeah.
And I've also picked up a Vampire Counts book. So I'm getting anything that's sold like Gravelord related.
Is it the one? I think I know which one you mean. With the one with the really cool cover. It's on the cover.
Got like a vampire going.
Yeah. I really like that one.
I got that, and I've got a 2nd edition Codex Space Marine coming. So I've now also completed. I'd already completed it, but I've confirmed that I've completed having all of the Dark Angels codexes ever released, including the random one that seemingly I can't fit in chronologically. I don't know where.
That random one.
Yeah, the second edition one that was published in 2002. Don't know where that comes chronologically. What it's the 2nd edition to. It's not the 2nd edition of the game.
If anyone knows, let us know.
So yeah, that would be wonderful.
Can I also just ask a really random question?
Do I have Codex Angels of Death?
No, is the plural of codexes?
Codices.
Codices.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think it's. I'm pretty certain it's codices, but I don't know if in the context of 40k it's codexes. But it's codices.
Sorry, I don't know why that thought popped.
Because codex is an actual word.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Sorry. As you
I think so. I'm
English with Wayne and Will.
I don't know. I'm confident it's codices.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know. Sorry,
but yeah. It must be mathematical. It's codices, isn't it? So it's I would assume it is.
Yeah.
And you very kindly given me a 10th edition.
Yeah, as I say, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember where I got that from. I had it kicking about and it's in good nick, so I thought I might as well sit on your shelf with your collection.
I'm excited for it. So I also need to buy some very boring stuff, like some more shelves to go in the background of the studio. So it's like this. Yeah, my studio's looking nice now. I also picked up some more Underworlds cards for the Worm Spat that I've already got painted.
Yeah.
So we can play these with the game that I don't know how to play yet, and I'm not sure I'm going to like.
Don't say that.
Did I buy anything else? I don't think I bought anything else. I feel like I might have done, but I've not.
I suppose I've run out of money.
I've done really well with one of the codexes that I bought was £1.90.
Yeah, you did really well with the books.
Yeah, I'm trying not to spend any money. I mean, there's certain ones like, do I have Codex Angels of Death? Not anymore, because I sold it when I was like 15. And that's the only one of the technically it's not Dark Angels, it's Dark Angels and Blood Angels together, 2nd edition.
Okay.
That's the one that I don't have at the moment.
Right.
But the expensive books in the range that I wanted, other than that one, I already have. So I've already got like 1987 original edition of Rogue Trader. I've got the reprint of Rogue Trader that came out last year. So it's just Codex Angels of Death. Excuse me.
You're excused.
So hopefully my 40k collection will be a little bit easier to put together, because I'm not going to buy every edition of every codex.
Just the relevant ones to you.
So I'm collecting, just for reference, the Space Marine codexes, obviously all of the core rules.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking I want to get some of the campaign books. I definitely want to get Arcs of Omen, because I've not read it all.
What's that?
It was the narrative at the end of 9th edition, leading into 10th edition.
I was out of the hobby at that time.
I want it specifically because that's what introduced Vashdar, and we all know how I feel about Vashdar. So yeah, I definitely want to kind of get those books, and it's when the Lion came back into the setting as well, so it's with all the Dark Angels. Yeah. So I want to read those. I think there's 6 books in that, but they'll over time appear in my collection. And I'm collecting all of the Space Marines codexes, all of the Dark Angel codexes, which I already own, and also now all of the Blood Angels codexes, because if you look for Blood Angels, I wanted to know more about the Blood Angels so that I have more interesting conversations, and also vampires.
And you like collecting things?
I do like collecting things. And I like Space Marines.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to look at those things on my shelf.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a wodge of stuff there. Yeah, so it's been a fairly heavy, I know, and I've catalogued all of that stuff and put it into my nice little database, and updated all my model database now with all my points values, so now how much I have of everything.
What a nerd.
Shut up. You're only jealous because you won them as well.
Yeah, true.
So my collection is now growing and normalized, and everything seems to like it's coalescing in a nice little grabbable amount of sexy hobby time. It's good. I feel like we're making progress towards it, and then I've got the game boards that I'm working on as well, just as a side project. So I just need to do one video on them, and then we can just like smash out the painting, and we can then have Shaiish represented.
Yeah, nice. Take a breath.
I think that's everything.
Yeah,
I think that's everything.
I did think that there was something I'd forgotten to say, but it's gone out of my head. Don't matter. Can't have been that hard, can it?
No, that was a self-indulgent hobby update. I like doing this. I think we should do more of the talking about as hobby stuff.
Yeah, I think so. But I think I'm going to get back into the swing of doing some painting, because, as I say, it's been some hectic weekends and some busy weeks at work. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a bit more time. You know, I've had some family events and birthdays and been away, and work's been mad, and it'll naturally start to slow down for Christmas now, work. So I will be a bit more alive on an evening of a weekend. So yeah, it'll be all right. And sorry, Wayne is making all sorts of hand gestures.
Daka.
Hand gesture. I think we're gonna try and get more stuff done on weekends together, aren't we? Because there isn't enough fun. What are you laughing at?
It's just like saying like we have some type of listener.
No,
try and get together.
It's just try and hang out more on weekends. We're going to try and hang out more on weekends and get some more hobby done.
Yeah, so. Once a week isn't enough. Apparently, to be like functioning males, we should be having contact time between 2 to 4 times a week.
I mean, let's face it,
which I think is a big ask.
We do talk to each other all day, every day on WhatsApp, and sometimes that leads into let's then talk to each other on the Xbox with the headsets on.
Yeah, well, my wife does refer to you as my boyfriend. I'm like, he's a man.
But
Real.
well, you are ditching me next week, so that one's on you.
I can't help it. It's my anniversary. I can't get out of that one. It's
God damn it.
Trust me, I tried.
Well, we're hanging out next weekend, though, aren't we? So.
We are playing all weekend.
But yeah, that'll be interesting because it's the day after the release. So yeah,
I'm gonna have to stay up for it, aren't I, so we can talk about it. All that said, I'll
12:30
at night
in the AM. Yeah, I think it's 12:30 UK time. Can you manage it?
I don't. Yeah, actually, I might be able to because my sister-in-law's up. That's why. So the missus out with my. Well, she's not my sister-in-law, but she's my sister-in-law by proxy. That's it.
So how does that help you stay up until like?
Because I won't have to get up early. It's not early in the morning. I take my son out on Saturdays, but I won't have to do that on Saturday because you have to come around. So I could potentially force myself to stay awake, but that would be then one. Yeah.
Do we be proper nerds and not watch it and wait and watch it together?
That's about it. We could
with coffee,
breakfast Warhammer. Oh my god, we could have bagels.
There you go.
No, not bagels for breakfast. That's
a bit heavy, won't it? Oh, hang on, he's got a spark of inspiration. I can see
cinnamon rolls and coffee.
All right, sold.
That's what next. Well, I mean, we're just renaming the podcast for the next episode. Cinnamon rolls and coffee.
There you go. I'll remember on that. Should we do that?
Yeah,
that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Cool. Happy days.
It sounds happy times there. Cool.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Listen to questions.
Yeah, we got a couple this week, haven't we?
Two. It's a record. Thank you for indulging our hobby conversation.
Yeah.
And enabling us to talk a little bit more. So, shall I go first? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, you go first. Yeah, which one do you want to start with?
McKniferson, because that is a ridiculously good name.
It is. McKniferson's a guy that we chat with on Discord quite a lot. But yeah, what's his question?
What are your thoughts on Slaanesh? Are they still trapped? What do you think?
I'll be honest, I don't really know a lot about this in the grander schemes of the law, so do you want to take the lead on it?
Yeah. So I think, do correct me on this, McKniferson, if I'm wrong, but during the end times, Slaanesh was a little bit, they've been trapped by Teclis and Tyrion.
Okay.
In between the realms.
Right.
And so that's why Slaanesh isn't really part of the AOS setting in the Pantheon.
Yeah, okay.
As such. So they're there, but they're kind of not there. They're slumbering, but they're kind of present.
Okay.
But not to the same level as like Nurgle, Khorne, and Zinch.
Yeah, I thought that was, I kind of absorbed that bit of lore without reading the End Times books, and that was kind of my idea. But my initial thoughts, I quite like that. I think as far as the Chaos Gods go, Slaanesh is probably my least favourite. So I'm quite happy that one isn't at the forefront of AOS, because I know there was a big push for Slaanesh in 40k with the new Empress Children and Fulgrim. So yeah, I don't miss Slaanesh from AOS personally.
Right, okay.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think the question that they posed is, what are your thoughts on the Slaanesh's trapped storyline? Or is still trapped storyline?
Oh, okay, sorry.
So now you've got the context of it. I'd like to see them elaborate on it a little bit. So I think with AOS, now we're at a really interesting juncture. So as we talked about earlier, we've got like the Helsmiths of Hashut, and we're now seeing Hashut and these other deities, gods, whatever they are supposed to be. I don't know if Hashut's supposed to be a god or one of the primordial forces, but I would like to see a little bit of an exploration more of this pantheon. So specifically back to Slaanesh, I think that was a function of Games Workshop wanting to remove the certain extremities that come with the connotations of excess.
The sexual element.
Pretty much, yeah. We can say whatever we want. I mean, we're not monetized or anything. We can drop the F-bomb if you really. I don't mind, but I don't feel a need to at this point.
No.
Yeah, so I think they've kind of shunted them into a corner in that way. They can't really get rid of the factions because they brought them over from Old World, but they're certainly downplaying the importance of it.
Yeah.
And their influence in the wider world. I think that's why we've kind of seen that elevation of the Orange right into the Pantheon and such. I think it's a bit lame. I would like to see Slaanesh return. I think that quartet of Chaos Gods works really well.
Yeah.
And I think that the introduction of the Horned Rat, I think there's too much crossover with Nurgle.
Yeah, okay.
And I think Hashut has too much crossover with Khorne.
Yeah.
You might argue that there's a crossover between Khorne and Slaanesh with Hashut, I suppose, in certain
but I don't think that you have the like the 4 pillars of the Chaos Pantheon without Slaanesh, and I think it's just lame. I would like to see them wake up, come back to the setting, and perhaps that would lead into the next grand narrative. I don't know if
maybe.
I don't know if they're going to do that. It'd be interesting. I think it's still being trapped at this point on 4th edition. It's like, come on, either completely get rid and just say that they've now been devoured or whatever you want to do, and remove Slaanesh as an influence and an army.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're kind of neutering the core of the army for no reason. Or at least completely change Slaanesh so that you have a minor deity.
Are there any sort of units in AOS that are overly Slaanesh themed at the moment?
But you've got the one that I put in my list, Anya, from the last one, the
with the
gluttonous.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Sorry, Rapturous. You've got the gluttonous dude in the cabinet that's like. You've got the Seeker dudes, I suppose.
Yeah.
The Demonettes. Yeah. Keeper of Secrets, and the twins that have got the androgynous male and female kind of balance going on. But I don't think you have the same. I think everything that's in the Slaanesh range looks like it's Slaanesh.
Yeah.
But I don't think any of it plays towards the overly sexual, overly excessive elements that I think are potentially were the cause of them writing Slaanesh into being trapped.
Yeah.
It feels like it's contrived. I think if they want to get rid of him, her, them from the storyline, I would like to see it done in a little bit more of an interesting way, rather than it just being in this limbo state, so that they can say, "Oh, we've not got rid of them; they're there." But it feels a bit half-assed to me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can't really comment too much because I haven't read the End Times books, but to be fair, it is something that I have bought the physical book of, so I do need to read them. So yeah, 9%, sorry, I can't really answer much. But I think at some point we'll probably have an episode dedicated to the Chaos Gods at some point. We've mentioned that before, so maybe it's something that we'll come back to and cover in more depth down the line. But yeah, really good question though. It's given me some homework to do, I think.
It's it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's core to the understanding of the setting, but it's one of those elements that is definitely being persistent in the setting, I think. So it's worth knowing why Slaanesh isn't there.
I'm overdue reading that book.
Yeah.
So I bought it before on my last holiday, before the one I've just been on.
I don't know if it's specifically in the End Times where it talks about this. It might be in the right at the beginning of like how the mortal realms are formed. I'm sure it was Teclis and Tyrion that trapped her. Some Teclis and Tyrion are definitely End Times books, and there's some stuff around it, but I don't think it's like goes into explicit detail. But
Joe, I might drop a reply to his comment actually, and get it sounds like he has read this portion of lore, and see get some recommendations on where he's read this, so I can kind of broaden my knowledge a bit. So yeah,
I think it's referred to in the Realm Gate Wars as well.
Okay, Realm Gate Wars, cool,
if I recall correctly. But
yeah, okay, cool.
There's another question.
There is. This, I believe, is from Sai the Ogre. Second time you've been mentioned, Sai. We do like you, Sai. What is the best part of the hobby for you, and why? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've only just seen this question. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Honestly, at the moment, the best part of this hobby is doing things like we're doing now. And I don't mean doing a podcast. I think having these conversations, being able to talk at length about why we love this hobby, different ideas with somebody that might not necessarily agree with you, that's a really big part of it for me. We mentioned this, but I think it might have been your question. This is like, what do you get out of the hobby? And I think it kind of ties in with that. It's this sense of community. We've got a pretty small Discord fan base server. What you call it? A server. It's been a long day at the moment, but it's nice to have these conversations with people, with you, with other people. It's nice to do this in front of a microphone. It's nice to do this when it's just me and you just chatting. I just really like this social aspect of being able to talk about something that it's almost like how do I put it? Something that's just kind of uniquely ours.
Yeah.
And I know it's not an exclusive club or anything, you know. It's just, I don't know. It's something that I don't talk to, you know, I talk to people at work all day. You know, it's part of my job, and it's nice to come away from that and to be able to talk about something that I'm passionate about in a different way. And it gives me motivation when people ask questions like this, or I think about an answer. And, you know, going back to Magnificent's question, it makes me want to learn a bit more about the lore when there's a question like that I don't know the answer to. And, you know, I like learning, I like absorbing as much information about the lore of this hobby so I can continue to have these chats, really. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it made a lot of sense. I completely echo what you're saying, to be honest. I mean, it's my favourite thing is obviously getting to... It's a recent acquisition of having somebody that I get on with that I can share it with.
I'm a recent acquisition.
A recent acquisition. I say you've been added to the collection. Just start calling me crazy. Yeah. Does that make you Origin?
I mean, it could. Yeah.
Have you read Divine yet?
No. I know bits of what happened.
That was. I enjoyed that in joke. That was good.
Yeah, it was.
Good as Oregon. Just dust me in the back. I'll put me in a Tesseract vault for God knows how long. Good. Look at my beard growing by the second. It's a mighty beard, like a. Anyway, right. I digress. But yeah, I think it is just stuff like this, isn't it? It's being able to have like a laugh and a giggle around the hobby. And I think that is the best thing. I think for me, I like to say, as a recent, not fun, but not acquisition. You know what I mean? As a recent experience for me of sharing my hobby with somebody else that I do regularly and we have conversations about. That's now my favorite part of it. And I like being able to not have to not tell people about what I'm doing. Like, it's nice to say, like when we were talking earlier, and I was like, oh yeah, I've catalogued my new purchases in my little... Yeah, it's like things like that, and somebody kind of getting it. I like all of that, and being able to kind of share that with somebody else. And I'm like, oh, do you know this bit of lore? No, but I can pull this codex out, and there's like, boom, there it is. All of that and the conversations that can lead to tangentially from that. Like, now I'm very interested to go and find out more about the Sanguinor. Perhaps paint a new model and then come back and like talk to you about, like, what do you think here? And it's that reason for interacting with somebody that's not the usual stuff, and it's outside of everything else that's going on in the wider world, and we can just be completely isolated from it, and we don't have to worry about anything else. And it's that level of escapism, like we talked about.
Oh, absolutely. And another thing I like is I like to be able to disagree with somebody about things. We've had these conversations about painting styles that you like and that I don't. I'll go back to that conversation we were having in Discord about painting styles, and you were saying you didn't like the Games Workshop Triumvirate painting style. And it's not something I've ever done, and it's something that I want to try, and that's what I'm going to be doing. It's nice to have this level of discussion as to know why you don't like something and why I do like it, and why I might like a certain unit of models that you don't like. I like to hear both sides, and it's nice because you listen when I get animated and passionate about something I like that you don't, like the Sanguinor. And and it's nice to have that back and forth and to hear other people's opinions that might not be your opinion, but it's to hear somebody else get passionate about something. I like that.
Exactly. And I think one of the positive and the negative things about the community in the hobby, it can be a bit of an echo chamber for people's thoughts and opinions. And I think once you kind of get past that, and exactly what you just said there, if we both liked the same thing and it was just like this self-referential like circle jerk of like, oh, it's this army's the best one, and it's like we both had the same army, and we hated everybody else's army, what's the point in that? Whereas if it's like we have a balance of what we both like, or like, you know, there's a parity in the between like what we're trying to do, and that backwards and forwards of viewing things from another person's perspective and getting a rounded view and opinion. It's still being able to have your own views, and I don't really care if anybody else respects it or not, but to have the acceptance of it, like, you don't have to agree with me, and that's cool, but we going forward with it together. And it's kind of that level of authenticity is a nice thing to have in a hobby that sometimes can be quite polarizing, I think, if you don't agree with people on certain things. So yeah, the best thing about it for me has been finding that middle ground of understanding while still enable me to enjoy my own hobby journey. Yeah, I think, yeah.
That's put very well.
Some good questions, sir. Thank you. That was,
keep on coming, guys. And if anybody does want to chip in with any questions, I'll say it before and I'll say it again, come join us on Discord, drop us a message on Instagram, send us an email to
warhammerwings@gmail.com.
Correct. Drop us a comment on the podcast, wherever. You know where to find us.
Yeah, everything. I think you just rounded it out as well, though, right?
I think I did. My mistake, actually.
Yeah, you did. We'd have to have a separate segment for it. Yeah, bang, tied it. In which case, then, I think we're good, aren't we?
Yeah, I think you better go home. Your wife will be wondering where you are.
She won't. She'll have gone to bed now. She goes to bed early when they're playing out for this.
Yeah, but no, it was good to catch up. It's been a couple of weeks since we actually got together with one thing or another, hasn't it? So
it has, and we've still not played it. We'll play next week, will we?
No, that's Darkwater.
Oh no, it's Saturday. Saturday. Yeah,
Saturday.
We will. Yeah. So happy times. Right, we're gonna go. See y'all later. Have a good one, and we're gone.
Take it easy.